This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Let's get going. Game 5, Stanley Cup Finals, Oilers Panthers. After what was an absolutely unbelievable, unreal time down at Ice District, obviously hanging out in the Moss Pit, really enjoying what was the craziest game of the playoffs thus far, an 8-1 victory. But the crowd, the energy, everybody involved inside the city of Edmonton on Saturday night, man, was it a party, and party we did. But now we take it back to Florida, looking to bring it back to Edmonton one more time in this series, and then hopefully send it back to Florida again one more time, as the Oilers obviously had a pretty phenomenal game in Game 4, looking to repeat that here in Game 5. The problem is, I think for the Oilers fans that would know a little bit more about the team than just 8-1 score, that wasn't necessarily the Oilers' best game. That wasn't necessarily the Florida Panthers' best game either. So tonight you really got to look for the Florida Panthers to obviously have a pretty solid match, but at the same rate as well, watch the Oilers kind of elevate back to that Game 5 Dallas level, and then okay, maybe we're talking, maybe things are going to be okay. And all of a sudden away we go with a plane ride back to Edmonton to continue playing in the Stanley Cup Final. But we will have Matt join us here on the live stream in, I think he was in Airdrie about half an hour ago, so he should be heading here in about 10 minutes or so after getting everything dealt with there, getting dinner in him and all that. So we'll have the dual commentary for you on the stream tonight. Of course, the lucky Crowfoot hockey jersey on the stream for you to hopefully ensure it stays undefeated. That Crowfoot hockey jersey of Matt's, every time it's appeared on the stream so far, is undefeated these playoffs, and we need that bad. Obviously, that's what this jersey was meant to get to as well, bringing the extra little bit of luck towards the end of the playoffs. The playoff beard shave. Obviously, the Oilers under Chris Knobloch have never won less than 4 straight after, well, less than 5 straight after losing 3 straight. So there's a lot of good omens going for the Oilers. We got 1. We just need 3 more. And tonight you can get 1 out of those 3 and leave it down to 2, which is half of what you needed just a short week ago. So Gage, Timo, welcome aboard. Everybody, this is going to be a fun one tonight. I think we can all agree on that. Obviously, the compete level from the Oilers is going to need to be absolutely off the charts. I think you're going to see the Oilers obviously pretty hungry tonight as well to try and repeat that effort early. It's just about staying conscious defensively and really just trying to be able to keep everything to the outside against Florida and do exactly what you did. Generate rush chances, because we were pretty deadly on the rush chances against Florida in Game 4. So if we can be that successful, that would be absolutely fantastic as we go forward here tonight. Friends, puck drop is scheduled for around 6:20. We're not even getting an exact time anymore. It's somewhere between 6:17 and 6:24 is when you should expect puck drop. We are currently at 5:26, so we've got about 50-ish minutes to go until puck drop at the earliest, as the Oilers and Panthers get set for game number 5. Welcome into Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard again. As always, I know it's been a little rocky here in the Stanley Cup Final. Let me tell you, I'm very just not used to having Stanley Cup Final playoff hockey on Dolynny TV at all, and obviously too, it doesn't get much easier as the summer goes on towards the end of the Cup Finals, because obviously right now you're starting games at 6 o'clock, you're leaving work at 4:30, 5 o'clock, whenever you get out of work kind of deal, and then having to get home and get everything set up. So it's been a different task here in the Stanley Cup Finals than I think it has been at times during the rest of the playoffs over the past several years. So it's a challenge we'll rise to the occasion for, hopefully for the next 3 games. 5, 6, and 7. Matt and I should have your call for all of them the rest of the way home. I think that's really the only way we can do it. Obviously, with trip up to Cold Lake and missing out on all the draft and stuff, we're going to have to make sure we get 5, 6, and 7 done, and then figure out the parade as time allows at the end of June. So we continue along here, friends, tonight, just watching the Oilers having scored their 7th goal of the game last time out. The building absolutely buzzing. Everybody celebrating that one, and that was a really big marker there for the Oilers to make it a touchdown, and obviously too, to still add another one after that was pretty dang special as well. So Anything else we can really add in here? I don't think there is, friends. If you need a little pregame viewing entertainment, what I will tell you right now is just quickly, I will get the shareable link for you for the Jack Campbell buyout discussion we had yesterday. Just throw that in there for you. Right there, bing bang, there you have it. As I can't even spell my own titles correctly, that's my bad. We will remove that and try that again. My apologies there. As Campbell buyout. And we'll go there to the YouTube video. Perfect. There you have it. So yeah, obviously for the Oilers tonight, it is an effort in which you need to definitely show up and get the job done early, often, and throughout the hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers, or else things will kind of not be so pleasant to you at the end of things. And I know there is obviously the sentiment that Florida wanted to lose in Edmonton and just take the opportunity to win at home. You kind of have to spoil the party twice over, right? They had a chance for the sweep. You spoiled that party. Now you got to spoil the party in terms of getting the job done here in Florida. Shane, welcome aboard. And Gage, welcome in as well. I think I got you earlier as we have seen now Warren Fogle score the 8-1 goal, 3:19 to go in that third period. The Oilers scoring 8 goals in the span of 56 and a change minutes against the Florida Panthers. So that was a pretty special run there. And obviously the looks of dismay on all the Florida Panthers brass was pretty incredible as well. Toast, welcome in as we get things going towards puck drop here tonight. We are just about 50 minutes away from puck drop, the 6:20 scheduled drop. I know they said somewhere around 6:20, so anywhere from 6:17 to 6:24 is what you could expect. Matt, welcome in tonight, and hey, that's awesome that you got things going for game number 5. Obviously hanging out at Rogers Place for the watch party. That is going to be an absolute blast. I hope you enjoy it. And I think right now as well, we're watching Oilers fans send the team back to Florida here at the end of game 4. And just obviously you're sitting in the moss pit. You don't exactly get a scope of how truly loud the building is because you're so loud outside at the same time. And well, we see the Edmonton Oilers wrap that up and get set for tonight's pregame show on Hockey Central as the Stanley Cup Final gets underway for game number 5 between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, as they're showing the pregame intro here, getting everybody pumped up for this one tonight. It should be a dang special one. I'm going to welcome in. Yeah, we'll see what the Oilers can do, obviously, this evening, as it is going to be a huge test of just how much the Oilers want it tonight, right? If the Oilers want to send it back to Edmonton, I know that they will, but it'll be interesting, I guess, in a sense, to see what Florida's response after the 8-1 dummying is and kind of what that ends up being for game number 5. Obviously, all the highlights of all goals throughout game number 4. That was still so special, so dang special to be there for game 4. Get that moment, right? Whether the Oilers win or not in the Stanley Cup Final, the game 4 will forever be one of the premier moments in Oilers Stanley Cup history, as that was just an amazing time to just enjoy it as a city, enjoy it as a fan base, and just really go out there and show and prove why Oilers fans are the best fans in the NHL. So let me rearrange my Pepsi cans here, and once Matt gets here, we'll grab a drink out of the cupboard there and get a Pepsi going, as we've got some Oilers fans down in Florida. Everybody's getting set up for this one here tonight, and then we should be ready to rock and roll here in a matter of about 50 minutes or so. As Roxanne, welcome aboard, as we've got everybody obviously set up in the moss pit for tonight's action. Everybody going crazy for the camera down there at Rogers Place, trying to get set for this evening's action, as obviously it will be a special time to see the moss pit kind of in action without me there this time out. And I will tell you as well, it is a little vastly different day here in this in this Game 5 than it was Game 3. All Game 3, I just literally, from the time I hit the stream button to the end of the night, I just felt like crying the whole time. For some reason, I just had that internal sadness going. Well, tonight I am jacked back up after having an amazing experience down there at Rogers Place, and I'm looking forward to seeing things get underway here in game number 5. And as well, we're going to have Matt join us and get things going and really enjoy what should be a good night of hockey with a good buddy. So we are just about, what do we got? Rainy day for ball again. They must think I'm just dodging all the rainy days, but we got hockey to tend to tonight, friends, and obviously the Oilers taking precedent over everything in everybody's lives right now. That's kind of the case across Alberta. I think we can all agree is it's kind of the situation that dictates everything for Oilers fans is what the Oilers are doing game day in, game day off. And as we currently sit, it is game day on, and we are legitimately, like I said, about 50 minutes or so away from puck drop in game number 5. Again, the starting goaltenders tonight, as far as we know, Sergei Bobrovsky will start for the Florida Panthers. Stuart Skinner will start for the Edmonton Oilers. Skinner's numbers now getting more and more respectable as time goes on. 12-8 record, .251 goals against average, and .898 save percentage. And here's the other side too for Sergei Bobrovsky. 15 wins, 5 losses, .227 goals against, but that save percentage now below .910 at .909. So that's pretty interesting to see there as well. So sounds good, buddy. As we've got Josh, the moderator, coming in there saying that he'll be around for things tonight. And obviously the Oilers penalty kill still operating at 93.5% here in these playoffs. Friends, I'm going to go quickly grab that Pepsi so as Matt's going to walk on in. We'll get things going. Towards that puck drop, right? There's the Pepsi on camera right there for you. Nothing special, nothing hidden. As we get the Pepsi over there to get things going here in tonight's action, as we continue into seeing David Amber and of course Elliot Friedman talking things over with us on the broadcast as they get us set up. Roxanne, welcome aboard. If I didn't catch you a moment ago, as we continue to wait this one out, right? It'll take a little while to get underway, obviously. I think we were kind of getting puck drops closer to the 6:10, 6:15 mark in 2000, or no, what is this? Sorry, I'm reading the television screen. In the games against Dallas and Vancouver, but now here all of a sudden we are rolling in with 6:20 or somewhere there about puck drops, which have kind of thrown us for a loop. Man, welcome aboard as we get things going here for asking if Bob can bounce back. That's the next broadcast talk, as Sergei Bobrovsky allowed 5 goals on 16 shots in game 4. It was a rough outing for the probable future Hall of Famer, but obviously the Oilers definitely came down and really crushed the offense there for us tonight, and we like to see that for sure. So we'll see what the Edmonton Oilers can do this evening. Stormtrooper, welcome aboard. As we wait for the Edmonton Oilers to come out with purpose tonight, right? I think that's what we all would really love to see. If the Oilers come out and really crush the game from the start, that would be absolutely amazing to see, as we desperately need an absolute statement of a first period, as we did against Florida in game 4. We need a statement here in game number 5, or else things might take a nasty turn quicker than any of us want them to, quicker than any of us want things to be over. Things could be over here in this Stanley Cup Finals. As Connor Brown obviously rocking the beard there. I no longer rocking the beard, because a little bit of reverse psychology on the playoffs there. You know, you don't shave the playoff beard, but the last time I did, we won 4 straight, and I'm looking forward to doing that again here in this one. We're 1 down. Now let's see if we can get 2 down by the end of this evening. Jordan, welcome aboard. Yes, the best streak of the year this season with a win tonight. If they win the Cup, they'll talk about this 100 years from now. Well, if they win the Cup tonight, it will be an absolute mayhem of a party in... if they win the Cup this year, it'll be mayhem in Edmonton for an entire month of July. That much is for sure. So, Yeah, we'll see what the Edmonton Oilers have for us in store. Obviously, there's plenty of time still until game time. Lyndon, welcome aboard. As we obviously are getting closer and closer every minute. I just blabber on about nothing, but it's driving me nuts that we have to wait for it. Obviously, I know it is kind of my tradition to start the live stream early, and I don't want to start the live stream late because it's kind of my time to get acquainted with everything early on in the game. As we see here, like I'm saying, for those of you just joining in, Stuart Skinner is the starter tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky starts for the Florida Panthers. Panthers averaging 3.19 goals for per game in the playoffs. Oilers at 3.41. Oilers at 2.68 goals against per game. Panthers at 2.3 or 2.43. So you would assume that if things go according to plan for the Edmonton Oilers here, they will finish with more goals for and less goals against the Florida Panthers, as we try to wrap up this in 7 here now. So Awake, welcome aboard, and William, welcome in as well, as this one obviously is now just about 40 minutes away from getting underway. Friends, we continue to pace towards the hockey games beginning here this evening as the Oilers and Panthers look to do battle in Florida. Oilers know what's at stake here. They have a chance to send it back to Edmonton for the Game 6. That would be so crucial and so incredible to see, just from an Oilers fan perspective, seeing us rip-roar around in our own building and out in the streets and partying, especially if we win. That would be absolutely fantastic. So we'll see what the case might be, but Dylan Holloway obviously getting out there, getting the skates loose, as Sandbox welcome in as well, as we get things set up for the Oilers to come down the tunnel. As here comes Stuart Skinner down the tunnel for the Edmonton Oilers. The photographers out there getting their photos, and now Evan Bouchard coming out of the tunnel as well. And we go back to the panel for a brief few moments as we get this puck drop closer and closer and closer. And I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we may be interrupted at times tonight with a little bit of storms in the area. Obviously, you just never know when the old big thunder booms and things kind of get knocked offline for a moment. So we'll see kind of what that might play out to be this evening, but hopefully nothing too major, as we don't want to lose too much time in this Stanley Cup final that we already have lost due to other various reasons. So the Edmonton Oilers, the Florida Panthers, will get underway here at 6:20 if you're just tuning in, friends. When it comes to predictions for myself personally here tonight, I just expect the Oilers to really come out with a dominant first period. If they do that, we're going back to Edmonton for Game 6. If they really stumble out of the gate in Game number 5, let me tell you, we're probably done, and Florida's hoisting the cup this evening. So we'll see kind of how that all plays out. But obviously for the Oilers, you want to have that dominant effort. You want to have that moment in franchise history where you go, hey, these guys have really, truly arrived on the scene. So we've got David Amber sitting down with Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm here for the little interview segment they've had on Sportsnet over the course of these playoffs. And friends, once again, I will remind you, if you are new to the channel, I usually set a watch time goal every live stream, right? Try and figure out somewhere close to it. I think tonight's 750, 800 is kind of hours we're looking for. I think that would be kind of the easiest number to achieve this evening. We're already at 11.26 this evening, so that's where we're at, 11.26, as we kind of wind towards the puck drop in game number 5 this evening. Mr. Doom, welcome aboard, and there all of a sudden a big jump in the back end numbers. As friends, welcome aboard if you just tuned in as we get set up for tonight's Game 5. The Florida Panthers obviously falling to the Oilers 8-1 in game number 4. That was a big-time victory, big-time occurrence for Edmonton Oilers fans. But now as the Edmonton Oilers, you have to basically ensure that it wasn't a fluke. You have to almost go out there and repeat it, but kind of take care of business some other ways as well. Don't go out there and necessarily just repeat scoring a bunch of goals, because that might not be the key to success against Florida tonight. The key to success against Florida tonight is going to be a couple of folded together things that really win you an effort. And if the Oilers take care of everything, It's going to be a good night to be an Edmonton Oilers fan, I can tell you that much. So that's kind of where I'm seeing things as we get towards puck drop tonight. Obviously, we've still got plenty of a long time to go, and that's no problemo. I'll keep chattering away with you until we get things underway here this evening with the play-by-play call. As Kate, I think I can tell you for sure the Edmonton Oilers will be headed back to Edmonton for Game 6 based on what we saw in Game 4. That said, Florida's going to have a lot to say about what could potentially happen in Game number 5. So that's where I don't know fully where to set the line on this one. Kind of, the Oilers fully have it, right, coming out of the gate as long as they do this or that. But I think if you have a big first period, you're going to really dictate that you're going back to Edmonton, because I just feel that's what the Oilers want. I feel they really want to try and push this 7. I feel like they really want to give us something special to cheer about, something to really enjoy as Oilers fans, and something to remember. And obviously, if you get to Game 7, win or lose, it's kind of one of those things that will forever stick with you. But you'd love to see the Oilers come back from 3-0 down and win this one 4 straight after 3 losses. So, this Edmonton Oilers team just needs to fight their way, nation, there to Game 6 and 7. Obviously, Game 6 would be on Thursday, and then, or would it be Thursday? No, sorry, it would be Friday. And then Game 7 would be on Monday next week. So we'll see where this all goes together for the Edmonton Oilers here tonight. As we got plenty of time to figure that out. Obviously, we still got another about 35 minutes until puck drop tonight. Spencer, that's the big thing. We need a big game from Stuart Skinner. That's one thing to mention for sure. But I think, too, the Oilers' defense needs to really step up, and everybody needs to be really conscious of making sure they're taking care of their man, taking care of the open spaces on the ice, and really taking care of the puck. Because if they don't do that tonight, there could be some issues there as well. I expect it'll be Florida really trying to push that around as well, trying to make an impact on the ice throughout the game, really just kind of forcing the Oilers like they did in games 1 through 3 to make some bad giveaways, make some bad turnovers, and just, hey, you know what? Bang, right? Put it in the back of the net like Florida can. So we continue to get to it. As Brian, need to remember high blocker corner. Well, on Sergei Bobrovsky, I think what we learned in that Game 4 is just put it in the blue paint. That would be fantastic if they just keep putting in the blue paint up off the body, obviously not off the pads or off the ice, but up off the body somewhere. But yeah, obviously you've identified a couple of weaknesses in Bob. You need to keep attacking them. And Alex, welcome aboard. Glad to see you in the chat here tonight as this one gets going. As the Oilers, Kate, you're asking, do the Oilers have too many injuries? Really not. I mean, what's Evander Kane injured, and that's really about it. I don't think there's anyone else really missing from the Edmonton Oilers lineup at this point of the season, so I think we're fine there. And Mr. Doom, there you are, and you welcome aboard. So we've got a little bit of Stuart Skinner skating around out there. And that it does, Alex. That it does say Game 6. You are correct. I just thought that over. You just thought that over. Good save, good save. As, that makes sense. The old thumbnail showing Game 6. Sorry, my friends. That's my apologies there. That would explain probably why the old views are maybe a little on the slow side to start out tonight, as I've got ahead of myself there. As Game 5. Let me re-upload that thumbnail and save it. And there we go. That should get it going for us here in the back end in a matter of moments. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking when I came home. A little lamped up, I guess. I was already counting my chickens before they hatched, I guess you could say. But yeah, okay. Thank you for the assist and the save on that. We go back to Game 5 now. Coverage of Game 5. As we obviously are back in Game 5. But as the Oilers are now, just about 30 minutes or so away from getting on the ice for warm-ups or for pregame intro and stuff here. So we continue to get closer and closer to puck drop tonight. As we go here as well, 3.3 times 310. Go here divided by 60. How about that? 17 hours watched on the stream. We continue to just kind of crawl along here tonight as Ron welcome in. We get closer and closer to puck drop by the minute here this evening. And Epiphany, did I read my email? I really don't check my emails all too often. I know you sent something there. I don't know if you sent something today, but yeah, I usually don't check emails all too often, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So, yeah, let's see what's going on as we continue towards, obviously, tonight's puck drop here this evening as Sam Bennett leads the Panthers with 23 hits in the 2024 Stanley Cup Final. As yeah, we've got to get going towards puck drop here tonight. Sam Bennett has that mustache that I had going. Goodness sakes, that thing was driving me nuts. Yeah, it is where we are at right now. As Cade, you shouldn't watch the game. That gave me a little hard. Can't take the stress. That's fair enough. But yeah, obviously the Edmonton Oilers will have to get underway here tonight. Like they're under stress, right? As you're down 3-1 in this series, you really got to push through and get this job done here in this hockey game from start to finish this evening. And I think that's kind of where you got to attack Bobrovsky. You got to go out there and do the job every which way, or else you're really going to have some problems here tonight. So it's kind of, again, there's no easy task about it, but the Oilers have to show up and get the job done. So that's where we're currently sitting right now tonight in Epiphany. Something for me while I will check on it here after the game this evening, as we're seeing highlights here of some hits along the middle of the ice there between, I think, Sam Bennett and Gustav Forsling on some Oilers. As we continue here to wait for puck drop this evening, as we get Ron McLean in the kind of powder blue suit to some degree there, getting us going for tonight's action. As it is, of course, the Oilers live from Edmonton, Alberta. The Oilers fans in the Moss Pit at the Rogers Place and all that, they're trying to get things going. And obviously for the Oilers fans, it is going to be a big night of everything, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us this evening. As do we have anything else going on? I don't think we do. I think we are good to go, and we are ready to rock and roll for tonight's hockey game, friends. As text messages and stuff haven't quite started rolling in. We haven't hit 6 o'clock yet, and there's all of a sudden the ding of the phone as everybody's still trying to figure out if we've got a ball game or not today, with the storms in the area in Crossfield kind of possibly raining us out for another week. I think we've had 2 rainouts already, and we've had a whole bunch of everything. So, all right. We'll see what we do in Epiphany. We will catch you a little bit later on, and we'll chat with you in the next stream or later tonight in the post game when you get those stats up, if you are able to. So that's where we currently sit here, friends, waiting to get to have some stats to talk about. Obviously for the Oilers, the Oilers need to definitely put the stats in their favor tonight. I think that's really the only way to look at things tonight, is if the Oilers don't go out there and control the play from start to finish. It's going to be Florida getting the cup from Gary Bettman tonight, and obviously you don't want to see that. So for us this evening, I think it's going to come down to goaltending, defense, offense, penalty killing, power play, everything and anything that you need to win in a hockey game. The Oilers are going to have that and more against the Florida Panthers tonight, especially after dummying them like they did. The 8-1 score is not going to do you any good favors, I don't think. So you got to definitely show up and get that done. But friends, I'm going to take a quick break upstairs, be right back, and we'll get things going. Again, if you're new to the channel, I'd encourage you to hit that subscribe button. We'll get back here in just a moment. All right, we're back to it, friends. Let's get this going. Here is the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Just moments away from getting underway here on Game 5's evening, as we are closing in on, obviously, what will be, well, the series coming to an end at some point. We're currently at a 3-1 series lead for Florida. The Oilers can send it back to Edmonton for Game number 6. If they do that, all of a sudden, yeah, now it's kind of all of a sudden right like that. Now a 3-2 series, possibly 3-3 by the end of Game 6 in Edmonton, and then all of a sudden you still have a chance to send it back to Florida and win the series in Game 7. So we'll see what the case might be here tonight. So Alexander Barkov, obviously no worse for wear after everything that's happened in this series against the Oilers, and for us as well tonight. I think the Oilers nursing some bumps and bruises, but obviously good enough to go and get this job done this evening, as right now the Edmonton Oilers have had a pretty successful Game 4, and now they need to build on it for Game number 5 this evening. As Art Road to the Cup, 3 more wins and it is ours. That's what I kept yelling out of Patrick's window as he tried to haul me back inside the vehicle, make sure I didn't fall out onto the streets of Edmonton while driving in the downtown core. And Mr. Doom's got a 3-2 Oilers victory in the first overtime. I like to see that, as the Oilers cannot make any mistakes. Ron saying Florida's way too good at capitalizing on them. Edmonton Oilers need to keep the momentum they got in Game 3. Actually started in Game 3 instead of Game 4, where they just rode the wave. But yeah, that's fair enough, as we kind of have to see the Oilers come up with an incredible effort, or there will be a whole bunch of problems here in this game number 5. Linda, and in terms of am I going to bail on the stream or what tonight? Again, as I explained in the past few videos, it was just I did not feel right at all. I just felt like crying all throughout Game 3, and that's something that I don't need to publicly broadcast, right? Like, why is the guy melting down on a live stream when there's really nothing going wrong in the first period? But it was just I didn't quite feel all here. It's been a couple hard weeks here. Obviously just trying to keep up with life. It's summertime, right? There's a whole bunch going on, so I had to keep up with life at the same time of watching the Stanley Cup Finals, relaying it back to you, and obviously everything that happened in that Game 3. It was a good time to dip on out, because it did not get better after the first Florida goal. So Alan, welcome aboard, as you got chips, peanut butter, and cooking some burgers and listening to the game. Now there is a plan and a half, and yeah, we'll see what the Oilers can do here and as we get things going, as it sounds like Matt has arrived, and he will be joining us here in a matter of moments. So Art, as well, we were down 3-1 in game number 5 against the Carolina Hurricanes and forced Game 7. They actually injured Rolison in Game 1. That's where they injured Rolison, if memory serves. And then it was obviously UC Markkanen who came out and got the job done. What's also actually factually incorrect about saying the Hurricanes injured Rolison, it was Marc-Andre Bergeron that injured Rolison. I'm sorry, as an Edmonton Oilers fan, there's no way two ways about it. You're blaming that guy every single day for losing the cup in 06 if you're of my ages. T might want to pace vodka. Again, friends, I really don't understand how you can think this vodka, this pure on water. I get the joke behind it, but again, I take it a little personally, given the fact that I tell you, night in, night out, I'm a man of sobriety. It will be 4 years sober here in August, and if you think I'm a little wacky and out to lunch sometimes, you can only imagine how much worse it would be if I was actually drinking. So it's one of those things. I do take that a little personally. I'm not a fan of who I was when I was drinking. I'm not a fan of what it produced on the channel and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those things of I really do I do take sobriety very seriously. It's not a I'm sober 5 days a week kind of guy. So that's where we're at. As Darcy, welcome in this evening. Do I know of any changes in the lineup? I am not aware of anything as of yet. I think as far as we know, it is the same lineup here tonight. So we'll see where we go this evening, as obviously the ball team trying to figure out if we got subs or not for me this evening. And as the Oilers obviously are about to get underway here in game number 5, we are currently just about to hit the 6 o'clock hour, so everybody's about to flood on in here in this, what you will say 6 o'clock hour as we draw towards puck drop this evening. And as we keep rocking and rolling along here, friends, we are just crossing into, like I'm saying, the 6 o'clock hour, and everybody's pregame shows coming to an end. Obviously, Austin's firing things up, I would believe, right around now, as he'll get things going for this 6 o'clock live stream, as he just fired things up there as well. And there you have it. The Edmonton Oilers pregame shows have come to an end. Both Edmonton Sports Talk and Oilers Nation are up and done, and there we have it. We are set to get things going this evening for the Panthers and Oilers game number 5. As we also look here, just going to take a quick watch time check, as we are currently up over 30.3 hours watched on the stream, so we continue to crush along here this evening. So we'll see what the Oilers can do for us going through this game 5 into game 6, possibly game 7. And Daniel, welcome in, as yes indeed it is Tuesday, which is fantastic right now, because we still have a game to go on Friday night and then a game to go on Monday, if all goes according to plan for the Edmonton Oilers here in this Stanley Cup Final. We get the intro up and underway for the first real official welcome into this one. Oilers down 0-3, and then this is what happened in game number 4. We opened up the dressing room, we opened up the locker room, and we got things going here for this one, as they had the cup in the building ready to go. Warren Fogle wears the Kobe t-shirt in. Stuart Skinner gets things going as Corey Perrion waited, and everybody was ready to rock and roll for this one. Obviously the fans were absolutely electric all throughout downtown Edmonton on Saturday, and obviously Bobrovsky had a tough game in net. Oilers fans waiting hopefully for that game to be a positive one, and they were able to bring home the result that obviously delivers us the moment of game 5, which is upon us here in the next 20 minutes or so this evening, as we believe is in full force in Oil Country right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Oilers have for us as this game gets up and underway here tonight, as we are closing in obviously on puck drop, and obviously Matt's just getting things settled up there, probably eating his dinner upstairs, and then he'll join us in a matter of a few moments here. Oilers fans going crazy in this Cup Finals, and obviously it's been a long time coming for us Edmonton Oilers fans, and we're looking forward to having a special moment here. Shania Twain obviously was a big part of game number 4. You've seen all the posts, you've seen all the photos, everything about her, so we'll see where it all kind of settles up here tonight, as Connor McDavid, pretty big game in game number 4 as well. I'll be honest with that, and Art, I can 100% agree with that. Shania was amazing in game number 4. Didn't get to see her perform live, but the bigger thing was the fact that she just kind of was a figure in the storyline of game 4, right in the dressing room post game. Kind of everybody teasing Connor McDavid about having the broken socks after Shania Twain walked in and all that. So it was a pretty incredible night for the Edmonton Oilers in game 4, and now game 5 gets underway in a few matters of moments, as we are 6:03. We're about 17 minutes away from puck drop, so we'll have the Hockey Night in Canada intro now, and then all of a sudden we'll be up and underway for this evening's action against the Florida Panthers, as we are currently sitting at, again, just kind of checking things over here in the background, trying to make sure we're not missing anything too much. Looks like we continue to roll along here quite well this evening, friends, as we get set up towards puck drop, as the Oilers and the Florida Panthers are just moments away from getting underway. Again, if you are new to the channel, I guess I will tell you, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I know we're closing in on 16,200 tonight, a pretty big day yesterday, talking about Jack Campbell and Jay Woodcroft, so it'd be awesome to have you aboard for more of that if you're new to the channel. As Greg, you just got in, It is, and you're hearing about the 4 year sobriety. Great to hear. That's why you like. That's why you like watching Dolynny TV. Well, I tell you, the sobriety thing is a big part of the Dolynny TV journey. I think that's probably the biggest part of the Dolynny TV journey. If anyone watched me prior to 2000 and probably about 2021, sometime early on there, January, you would know that it was a much different approach here on the channel than it is nowadays. And obviously we find ourselves in a much better headspace as Matt walks in with the Crowfoot hockey jersey on, the NTI tumbler ready to rock and roll, and obviously ready to rock and roll for game number 5, buddy. Let's go. Yes, I've pulled this off. It's already 1 win deep now down at the Moss Pit, and we were kind of in win or go home territory anyway. So for the Oilers tonight, it's game 5.
Yeah.
It's been a busy Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, games starting at 6 o'clock and all that.
Yep.
What are we thinking this evening?
Well, you look at the last game, right? They actually, Edmonton showed up, fully showed up. Yes, Florida, though it's sitting back like a bit at start. They weren't though.
Yeah, that start had you a little worried. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think even sitting there in the Moss Pit, it was kind of like, okay, I'm not sure where this is going. 8-1 is where it went.
No, the last game was Skinner. He made that one save at 10th shot.
Yeah.
And right then, Edmonton went on like open season on Bobrovsky.
Well, we'll see if they can do it again tonight. I know it's Skinner and Bobrovsky in net for both teams. Obviously, there was no shock there. I think they've still got Sergei Bobrovsky.
Oh yeah.
Now confirmed as the starter for the Florida Panthers tonight. One thing we did also see is Connor McDavid come out and score a whole bunch of points. Was that nice to see or what? After being shut down through 3.
Well, you know it's going to happen. Sooner or later it's going to happen, but when? But that's where, Edmonton has the depth. People say they don't have the depth. This core has been together for a good amount of years, and they've had some add-ons in the last couple. That's just really shaped who they are.
Well, and that's exactly Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown, the guys that get the scoring started. Janmark's a guy who's been around for a couple of years now. Brown's a guy who was mixed into the fold because he was a guy that Connor McDavid wanted. He was a guy that fit the kind of mold of the team and didn't have a successful season, but all of a sudden here he is having success.
Well, I see right there, everyone talks about Brown. You're talking about Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He look at it wasn't a successful season for him, but if you actually look at what he is a successful player, and if he doesn't score or get assists.
Yep.
Because he's an all-around player. He's your offense, digging, grinding. He's making plays happen. He is back checking. He is a good defenseman, and he's good on picking up puck, sticking the passing lane to take away opportunities.
Well, and that's what's so nice, right? Everybody, when they pitched him coming to Edmonton, it's it's Zach Hyman light, right? A guy who's like Zach Hyman, maybe not as skilled, maybe not as scoring touch-wise, not as kind of Connor McDavid playing-esque, but Connor Brown, like you said, sticks in lanes, grinding down deep in the corners, getting back on the back check. He's a guy that clearly you win with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Brown, honestly, if you look at his stats, I forget what it was, but I remember looking at it a couple years ago. Really good. It's just he's in a new team for the first year, got thrown right in with it. Yes, it should all come natural, but he hasn't had the bounces his way.
That's fair as well.
Look at Hyman. This year is his biggest breakout year. And Hyman even had 9, I think, goals taken away from him this year. So it's the luck of the bounce.
And that's where, obviously, for the Oilers to start scoring in game number 4, they got that bounce, right? It was Janmark and Brown driving the net. Brown dribbled it through Bobrovsky from behind the net.
Oh, beautiful.
Right on the ice from behind the net. And Janmark was just right in front to be able to pot it. And that's a bounce that, as you're saying, wasn't going Brown's way all year.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden on the biggest stage in hockey, it's going his way.
Well, on the goal, after he scored, he went right over because it was the pass that made the goal.
Yep.
Honestly.
Well, that's just it, right? Is when you're able to feed that through.
He didn't celebrate himself. He went right over to his teammate.
Well, and we got this going here as well. Williams saying it's a good sign Matt is here. I'll tell you, it's much more of a calmer atmosphere now.
I didn't watch game 1 or 2.
Well, that's fine, Danny. That's
Yeah, I
okay.
watched game 3. Game 4.
Yep.
That's about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? These 6 o'clock starts, and obviously as well, just both of us work out of town.
Yeah.
So it's the drive home, the rush to get dinner, and try and get everything going. For me, on game number 2, I came home and I'm like, wow, that was a wipe me out weekend. Game's on Monday. I come home after a day of work and I'm like, I'm literally going to bed,
Yeah.
right? I don't have this in me.
Me, I've been up almost every night working on my car and trying to just get it done because I'm like right there. I just broke the motor in, so I just got to actually now take it to a tuning place to get it. What is it pushing out? Because it's all brand new.
Right? All right.
Summertime, right?
Yeah.
Car
beautiful,
shows. That's
yeah.
what I'm doing this summer.
Awesome. And here's the thing. We have 2 different quotes about the game tonight. Connor McDavid's "Let's drag it back to Alberta," and Matthew Tkachuk, we have a chance to go capture the goal of our lives tonight. So, yeah, that's the big thing. Florida's not unaware of what the moment is for them, obviously, right? This is their first chance to clinch it at home. Maybe they would have liked to clinch it in Edmonton. I know there's lots made about the plane load of friends and family, but that's more a contingency thing. I think more for Florida, tonight's the game you want. Tonight's the celebration with your fans.
Well, yeah.
The moment Florida
Yeah.
hockey has waited so many years for. Florida Panthers hockey anyway. Really, what do the Oilers do early on that pays dividends later in the game tonight?
Playing tight, winning the puck battles. You know, get back to the basics is what I always try to look at anything.
I think that's a very fair comment. I know on 6:30 Chad they were saying for the Oilers tonight, like, you didn't play your best defensive hockey in Game 4.
Yeah.
Stuart Skinner obviously shone because of that.
Yep.
But it was kind of one of those things where you play good defensive hockey tonight and you get that goal scoring. How much more convincing is the victory going to be tonight? How much more doubt is there going to be in Florida's minds after a Game 5 loss?
Yeah. Well, you know what? After last game, I saw some stats. People are popping up. Skinner, after losing 3 straight, I think he went 6-0, and then went on that hot streak.
Yep.
Right, with the team. That was a team one. When they lost 3, they won 16 in a row was
Yep.
their best. That was the hot streak this year. And then there was a 10-0 one. I forget what that stat was for.
I think that was Skinner's personal record in the 16.
Yeah, because he beat Grant Fear's record. Yeah.
So, friends, we continue to get set for tonight's action. Come on, welcome aboard, as we are now just 8 minutes away from puck drop between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. And that seems crazy to say because we are truly 60 minutes or less, I guess you could say, away from figuring out if the Florida Panthers are going to raise the cup tonight on home ice or if we are indeed dragging this back to Edmonton for game number 5.
Well, everyone looks at it right now, you know, there's 2 different kinds. They're just like, hey, Edmonton outshot themselves, so now they just shot themselves in the foot.
Yep.
Right, so they might not come out and get the goals that they wanted, and it's just a bad game. And then, or you could look at it as Edmonton actually found their ways, even though Florida was sitting back, but it wasn't the Florida Panthers we know for a 60-minute game.
No, and that's the thing, right? I think you kind of look at Florida Panthers before Bobrovsky was pulled and after, right? Obviously, the Oilers, like you said, got the bounces on the first few goals, really kind of hung in tight against the Florida Panthers early on, and then got the bounces and got the goals and chased Bobrovsky. But the Florida Panthers team we saw after Bobrovsky was out of the game was probably the worst the Florida Panthers have looked since Game 5 against the Vegas Golden Knights last year.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but that's the greatest part. Is when Skinner made the save. There it was 2-1, and a couple minutes later, Edmonton scored to make it 3-1, and then you just took all the energy, and then Edmonton ran with it. So they just gotta play the same type of game. Just have to be a little bit more better on defense.
And that's just it for the Oilers tonight. If you lock it down, that's something I've been saying the whole time before you showed up. Lock it down tonight, and I like our chances because that's one thing the Oilers are known for in Game 5 against the Dallas Stars. Is that is still the pinnacle of playoff hockey for the Oilers over the past 5 years, that game 5 against Dallas.
Yeah.
You repeat that defensive and offensive effort in game number 5 here against Florida.
Yep.
We're talking, people don't even care about game 6. We're talking about how much of a chance do the Oilers have in game 7, because the belief level is going to be through the roof if we lock it down in game 5 like we did against Dallas in game 5.
Well, that's why I look at it as, hey, Edmonton has a boost because of they got 8. They got 5 against Bobrovsky and then 3 against the backup. So Edmonton's coming in, let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the firepower to do it, and that's what we're going to see tonight. We're going to see better defense. That's what the coaches are going to want, and they're going to want to keep that intensity on the offense, right? Because they're circulating the puck well, moving it, making the goalie work before you shoot on him. You're making him move. That's always key. One thing I always told any team I played with, try to always circulate the puck lots because you're getting the goalie moving before, so when you get a couple shots on him, he's already taking more wind than he has before just firing on net.
Yep. Obviously, too, that kind of the goalie might get a little sloppy on that first shot, right? Kicks out the rebound.
Yep.
Now has to load back up to make the next save.
Yep.
Well, you're already tired, plus you just saved a shot.
Yep.
Right? And now you're moving extra hard over to the other side because the rebound's over there. So I get where you're going with that, right? There's a lot of... The Oilers do have that on the power play. I think that's the one underrated thing. When the Oilers are passing well on the power play, it's amazing how many times out of 10 that you pass for the first minute, the first shot of that power play goes in.
Yeah.
Whether you've been passing for 30 seconds nonstop, minute nonstop, minute and a half, if you just continue to cycle around the zone, passing the puck off, and then you launch up your shot, it seems to go in more often than not for the Oilers.
Yeah, as I remember a tournament I was in, it was probably 4 years ago with my old team, and I remember I got out-peppered. It was horrible. We lost like 4-1. It was like 70-some shots. But in the third, what really got me was how they were circulating the puck so much in our zone, and they couldn't get in. But then I was still, you're still in the squat, you're moving around, staying in a good position, right? And doing that for a couple minutes. I was usually tired before the first shot, in like the third period or something, right?
Yeah. And that's where, for the Oilers tonight, obviously we're focused on the first period.
Yeah.
But if you have a good first period and you pour it on in the second and third, this one's going to be an easy win if you take care of business early on.
Yep.
Right? And that's what you're saying is for the Oilers, if they do the job where you just build minute by minute, shift by shift. You've seen what happened in Game 4. There's no reason you can't repeat that to some degree.
No, they can.
But
and they will, to me. That's what I see, how they're showing. They're showing this is the team that has been built all year with new coaches, new faces. Even the last couple of years, new faces. They didn't have Kane a couple of years ago, right? So, and is he out or is he in now? He was out last game.
He's out.
Oh, he still
He's
is.
got that sports hernia. But he did skate for an extended period today, and it looks like he should be good to go for game number 6 if he gets a chance to come in at home.
Oh, he has professionals working on him, doing physio, doing everything they can.
So here we go, friends. We're singing "O Canada" inside Amaranth Bank Arena as we get set up for tonight's game number 5 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. We are just about to cross 800 views on the live stream this evening as we go here quickly to check the watch time. We are up over 51.7 hours on the stream, so we've done and dusted it here this evening. As Northern Farm Girl, welcome aboard. Glad to have you back in the chat this evening as we get things going. And Steve, that is exactly, I think, what we were talking about. The Oilers needing to play their best game this season. Well, that goes down to Dallas Game 5.
100%.
Tonight, Florida Game 5 is going to have to be even better than that, or at least equal to that, because I think if you equal that, 10 times out of 10, the Oilers win what they did in Game 5 against Dallas. So we'll see how this all plays out here tonight, friends. With Stuart Skinner in net for the Oilers this evening, as O Canada coming to an end here in a brief matter of moments, and the Oilers about to sit through the Star-Spangled Banner, the anthem of the United States of America, the color guard presenting the flags right now inside the arena as we get things set up for this evening's action. Just moments of time near. So here we go. Who we got singing the anthem this evening? We've got Brooke Alex singing the anthem. I think they were talking about a debut anthem or something there. Or album. I've never heard the name. So
me neither.
Who knows? Florida's
from Florida.
Yep, Florida's come up with some interesting anthem singers so far in this playoff. So we'll let it be as we continue to get things going towards puck drop this evening, as Sergei Bobrovsky unconfirmed he is in net for the Florida Panthers.
That's no doubt.
Yeah, there was no real. I know that I kind of said, well, okay, all of a sudden you shell him again, 5 goals on less than 20 shots in this game. Do you start somebody else in game 6?
No.
No?
You go Bobrovsky all night long.
Yeah.
Look how he showed up in the first 3. That's just who he is.
Well, I know they were saying his road stats in the Stanley Cup Finals the past 2 years are awful. Like that's the only argument to be had there. But again,
how old he is though.
He's like 35 or something. 35.
So, no, but he's got a couple of years left, right?
Yep.
So, you know.
But we're about to bring this one home. As the ball chat is alive and well this evening, friends. I have not created a stir, but it seems like there is a stir in the group chat right now, simply because, well, the weather, of course, the clouds and everything threatening. As we've got the drum banger for tonight's game. Not sure who that is. Kind of looks familiar. I don't know. Could be anybody. Who is that? I don't know. They had a sign for Mike McDaniel when he did it, but I don't know. Jay, it is exactly no time until game time. We are about to drop the puck here tonight. And Ryan, glad to have you on board again, and saying that Bobrovsky is going to face 50 shots tonight. That's hopeful thinking for the Oilers. They can pepper 50 on net. I like our chances.
Yeah.
And Skinner, obviously, 12-8-1, 251 goals against average, 898 save percentage in these Stanley Cup playoffs. He's been pretty incredible, actually. Sergei Bobrovsky, 15-6, 227 goals against average, 909 save percentage. So not all that different from one Stuart Skinner, especially after tonight. All goes according to plan, my friend. Let's get this going. Connor McDavid starts on the bench tonight. It'll be a face-off at center ice for Janmark and Brown and Henrique, and it's fired into the Florida zone far side boards. Battle along there. Kulikov goes down low behind the wall, and I think Brown just got away with a trip. Right in front! Janmark loads up again. The pass from behind the net. From one, Connor Brown finds the tape of Matthias Janmark.
But Janmark hit him right in the bread and butter in the chest, though.
But that is a way to set the tone right out of the gates. Puck in behind, you get the spill behind the net there, and then Brown finds the man.
He fanned on it.
Oh, and look at that. Kind of found a quiet spot between 3 Florida Panthers as well. As Henrique ties up the draw, Florida's able to peel it back. This will be out to center ice area where Ekholm's got the puck. He'll fight it back to center ice, turn it over to the Panthers, who fire into the Oilers' end. Down low to Stuart Skinner. Cut off there by Ekholm along the near side wall. Brown fired over to the far side corner. Will be picked up by Bouchard, but a Panther comes crashing down, and that forces the Oilers to turn it back to Matthias Ekholm, who gets it loaded up now for Connor Brown. Janmark across the line. Here's Brown. Brown back to the blue line. The shot through traffic finds the net. That was a good-looking shot to get things started from, I believe, Leon Draisaitl, as this one will come back across the line now. Broberg playing it off to the far side wall. Turns it over there. Right in front. Reinhart. Hey, call it even.
Skinner came out and took the angle away. Oh boy.
Yep, call it even. The Florida Panthers get a similar looking shot to the Matthias Janmark shot, and Stuart Skinner's got the answer as well. As that's, I mean, you know what, at the end of the day, Broberg, that's a pretty big mistake, but that's pretty harmless, all told, by the time it hits Stuart Skinner and the Oilers logo on his chest.
Yeah,
so here we go. Let's get this going. Just 1 minute gone in this first period of play. The Oilers with 2 shots to begin this hockey game, as this will be a shot from the outside. And
Skinner took away the angle.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't want to let Stuart Skinner get too comfortable. saving puck after puck. We've seen too many times Skinner let in that first one.
Yeah.
Well, tonight now he's got 2 under his belt without letting in one. So I like where this is headed. Obviously, I'm never comfortable until you go out there and get the third save from Skinner, because that's usually meaning he's locked in. As this puck up off the left wing into the Florida Panthers zone. They are going to call it icing, even though I think there was some traffic there that touched it. It is what it is. I'll argue it. But here you have it. This is what gives us hope. Stuart Skinner in games 4 through 7 of the playoffs so far this year. 8-0 record, 138 goals against average, 944 save percentage. That is untouchable.
Yeah.
You are not going to win many games against the Oilers 1-0. Where Stuart Skinner's got a chance here to make the next save. It was ended up blocked off a skate in front, and now hustling after it is Ryan McLeod into the Florida zone. And the referee yelled something there. The linesman threw up the hand, and it was icing just at the last moment. But we'll take it. Because the Oilers obviously engaged here early on, and a couple of good chances there as Kulak turned it away, and then Corey Perry just kind of scooped it out of danger. Down the ice. This has been a fast-moving first minute 23.
Oh, yeah. Back
to the blue line. Forsling near side. Rodriguez fires the shot through traffic. It bounces off of a leg. Now here's Barkov right in front of the far side. Skinner across and knocks it down. Oh, boy. He's in it to win it tonight.
That was good lateral movement from Skinner.
That was incredible. I know we saw that in game number 4, the one that hit the post, but Aaron Ekblad backdoor. Oh. Skinner denies it with the, what was that? The bottom
glove.
Of the glove?
Yeah,
the kind of
wrist of the glove.
Wrist of the glove, and then came down on it with the glove. And Aaron Ekblad, I don't think he's been denied from there too many times in his career, especially not in a moment like this. This is off the face-off, backhanded towards the net. Skinner's got 3 saves, like I was saying, so now I'm a little more comfortable with where we're headed, though. The Florida Panthers starting to come out and starting to push the play here in this hockey game as they're rolling around inside the Oilers' end near side boards. Gustav Forsling back to the point. The shot from Barkov blocked in front on Ekholm there as he will come bounce it off the boards and out to center ice. Barkov's able to get it back on side as he will get going inside his own end here as he will roll it over near side to Bouchard. Bouchard across the line to the far side board. Shot fired down low to the near side. Now loading Bouchard. The cannon goes wide of the net as it goes far point. Back down low. Hyman behind the net. This will be up off the wall to that near side boards. Lomberg lifts out into the neutral zone area. And there's going to be Ekholm playing ahead. Tapped onside. It's onside for Hyman. He's got a chance here as he runs his man into the boards. Mikkola as it'll be lifted out by the Florida Panthers to center ice. Swatted down, and the Panthers are a million miles somehow not offside there. And it'll be a nice play by the Oilers. Coming back the other way, here's Drysdale to the middle of the ice. Can't do it. Mikkola fires it back into the middle, and that will be tapped in by Florida down the left wing. Coming to play it now, Nurse will backhand over to Broberg. Broberg's crunched along the wall by Stenlund, and now the Panthers looking to play this back to the point. Kulikov, a near side now for Ekman Larson. The shot through traffic looking for the tip. Far side was Okposo, couldn't get it through. Now comes back for Luosterainen. Luosterainen gets hauled down there by Nurse. This will go to the far side boards. This will be picked up now by Tarasenko, near side, back behind the net. Tarasenko back to the point. Now Ekman Larson at the near blue. And it'll be a shot from the slot blocked in front of her. Nurse just stamping into that one. Forced out by the Oilers. 16.5 to go here in this first period of play. As Drysdale comes up with it inside his own zone, Bouchard's going to settle us down. That was a good bend, don't break shift there for the Oilers.
Yep.
That was a lot of pressure from the Florida Panthers. They were passing around looking to open something up and just didn't quite do it, as that will be tipped back into possession for Bouchard here, as he'll pick it up now again for Fogle, who's on the top line with McDavid and Hyman, of course, again tonight, as this one will come now for Kachuk into the near side corner. Bouchard hauls it away to the far side. Hyman battling off the wall. The Oilers see it back to the point. Forsling the shot through traffic. 4th save of the game for Stuart Skinner, and things not looking so great for the Oilers in the last 3 minutes, but
well, for the first 2 minutes there, 3 minutes, Florida was really hammering No, hitting Edmonton, finishing their checks on everything, trying to wear them down.
There's the replay back from game number 4 where Skinner came across and made that big save.
And he just did it again
on
the third shot. So you got to love seeing that out of Skinner tonight.
And Skinner's allowed 2 goals or less in 5 of his last 6 road games, by the way. So we'll see what Skinner can do for us here tonight. The shot from Mikkola through traffic goes off of somebody in front. Now here's Brown chasing down inside the Panther zone. He gets the turnover. Brown looking back to the point. The shot through traffic ended up hitting Bobrovsky and going off the netminder all the way in the neutral zone. As here's Kulak across in behind his own goal line trying to battle there. Okposo comes up with the puck back to the blue line. The Panthers fire the shot through traffic this time, and we will have a stoppage in play for a high stick. Is that against the Florida Panthers or is that against Connor Brown? As it is against the Edmonton Oilers, so it is what it is. Brett Kulak will go to the box there with 15-13 to go in this first period of play. The Oilers' penalty kill has been amazing this year, so what a play there by Connor Brown to steal that puck, and then back to the blue line it went for the shot on net. And where's this Kulak high stick? As Kulak, just couldn't raise that puck enough through traffic. And then Kulak catches the man up in the teeth area. That's a tough penalty to take right in front of your own net. It is what it is. As this one shot to the blue line and out by the Edmonton Oilers right there. Immediately you kill 10 seconds on the Florida power play, winning the draw and forcing it up the boards. It's a $1:49 to go here in this power play now for Florida across the line. The Oilers again disrupt, and they're going to start back 2-on-1 the other way. Florida chasing 3-on-2 back towards the net. And Nugent Hopkins might have just rushed that one a little bit too much, looking for the backdoor tippity tap. And we got a $1.50 to go here in this power play right now as it comes along the near side boards to the far side now. Tkachuk back to the point. This one's stolen by Brown. Brown's going to go rushing in on breakaway. Brown down the right wing in on Bobrovsky. Back in! Brown gets the job done shorthanded. And just like that, 2 games in a row, the Oilers lead 1-0 as Brett Kulak celebrates in the box. I don't even think we were coherently making noise together there. But the Oilers find a way to go up 1-0. What a move for Connor Brown. What a steal and what hustle. He just beat none other than Alexander Barkov to that puck. And what a move around Bobrovsky.
And patience.
Absolutely.
Patience when he shot. Patience.
I mean, that is what we all expected out of Connor Brown all year long. And look at the guys on the bench just losing their mind. The puck's back down to Bobrovsky. 14:22 to go here in this first period of play. It's only the second goal of the playoffs for Connor Brown, but it just feels like he's scored a ton here so far as this puck goes over to the far side inside the Oilers' end. Remind you, we are on the penalty kill right now. Florida loads up. Ekman Larson on the near side. The shot through traffic. What a glove save by Stu right there. And then all of a sudden we got stuff breaking out on the ice here as Bennett was on the ground and somebody else was there. But Awake, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that, friends. As absolutely. That was
patience by Brown. Wow.
Look at that, just touched off the skate and in. Again, that's the bounces we were talking about that didn't go Brown's way all season.
Yeah.
Magically, here we are in the playoffs, and he's banking it off of a Hall of Fame caliber goaltender skates back of the net to take a 1-0 lead in Game 5, down 3-1 in the series. Crazy. Puck's off the far side wall. Bennett will come up with it with 34 seconds to go. Backhanded near side. Tarasenko down the wall, looking to pass the puck in behind the net. Now Tarasenko back behind the net as 24 seconds to go to the far side point. Near side, Ekman Larson drift into the face-off dot. Near side, cut off there, and Henrique, a nifty little cut, just flips it on in, and that should dang well do it here for the Florida Panthers on this one. 7 seconds to go in the power play as this will be drifted behind the net. Bennett takes a wild shot. Janmark backhands it down low. Guess who's back out there on the ice right now? One another Mr. Connor Brown as Kulak tried to force that one forward. Broberg jams it up off the wall. Kulak's out there playing forward right now, playing left wing for the Edmonton Oilers. This will be picked up by Ekblad. 12:57 to go here in this first period of play, as the power play has just expired for the Florida Panthers, as Broberg plays it now near side for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking along the wall. He's got it stolen away by Luosterainen. Quickly on him was Broberg, and Draisaitl will backhand back to the blue line. Tap pass through traffic, carrying over the line. Here's the Oilers shot, save made. There again, shot fired in front, and it was blocked there by the Florida Panthers. 12:29 to go in this first period of play. I'm still stunned that we are up 1-0 right now. That's just a storybook moment there for Connor Brown. As this in behind the net, Montour battles it to the far side. The shot fired behind the net as Hyman goes battling there to the near side. Ekholm tapped to the middle there by Florida. Over to the zone. Bouchard rips it back in. 12 minutes to go in this first period. The Oilers have the shot lead, 7-6. Florida's starting to look like they're a little bit uncalibrated here, trying to get this going. As they're going to turn back the other way. As Ekholm will tap up off the boards, and now all of a sudden an Oilers player, talk about uncalibrated, blows a tire right in the middle of the zone. As here's now Ekholm near side bounce to Bouchard. Bouchard flips out to center ice. A chop there as Corey Perry wasn't quite in position to receive that. 11:33 to go here in this first period. As Bouchard on the far side taps it over now for Ceci. Ceci up the near side wall, plays it onto the tape of Henrique. The shot! That looked a lot more of a dangerous shot than it ended up truly being. And now we got some rough stuff here. I like what's going on in this one.
Yeah.
It's been good. Oilers get the shorthanded goal. Power play or penalty kill continues to be special.
Brown smiles.
Oh, Brown is absolutely ecstatic. I think there's no bigger goal for Connor Brown this year unless he does something in 6 or 7 if we end up going there. Than that one. Right, that's one that's a legacy moment of his career.
Yep.
To score that goal. So, Rachel, welcome aboard. Medusa, welcome in. Jordan, welcome back, and Bob, welcome in. As Bob saying the Crowfoot jersey is there, in here. So we win. Well, that's kind of been the story of the playoffs so far. This thing undefeated through 3 rounds at this point. That seems crazy to say, but it is true. And as well as we go here, one last thanks to Awake for hitting the super chat button. As Ace, welcome back in, missing you there, and Alfredo, welcome in, and Miss Rune as well. So Matt, think we missed you as well, as both need to stop missing streams together, stop avoiding what works. That's Matt's saying to us. I think that's fair as well, as it's been a crazy sequence of events here over the past the 2 weeks of the Stanley Cup Final. These 6 o'clock games, it does not get easy to get home and get set up and get everything going. So that's where we're hopefully going to find this going through 6 and 7. Right after tonight, there's 2 games left.
Yeah.
A Friday night, okay, we can make that happen. And a Monday night, it'll be sketchy, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I have to say thank you for having me. And you're the one that gets off work and comes right back and sets up, and you're here way before me. So, I appreciate what you do here and let me be here.
Well, I appreciate you allowing me to rest my voice throughout the game. Obviously, when we're yelling as loud as we are for Connor Brown, if I'm doing that by myself, I don't got much voice left.
Internally, for Skinner right now.
All right, Here we go. 1 shorthanded goal, 1 assist in the Stanley Cup Final for Connor Brown. And friends, let's do this. Mr. Connor McDavid takes the face-off for the Oilers. Near side, pucks along that wall. Tap back to the blue line. It'll be fired out by Rodriguez. Back into possession for McDavid. The Oilers yet to get a power play here through the first 9-ish minutes of the game. Hyman hustling towards the puck on Rodriguez. Good interference ran there. Almost came up with it, but it'll be to the far side wing inside the Oilers zone as it's chased down into Oilers territory. Off the backhand. The Florida Panthers jammed it on net. And we have a stoppage in play, and looks like we might have just gotten the power play for the Oilers here, as Paul Maurice is talking things over.
Didn't even see that, so good to see the refs are calling it for a game if they are.
Well, the refs, they whistled something down here, and I'm not sure what is. That's
right
Barkov,
there.
A hit on Bouchard.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's a good call.
Yep, that's
a little dirty too, right? You're 2 feet away from the boards, right? You can hit your face right into the boards.
Yep, and they're going to nail him for cross-checking here. So we get a 2-minute power play, and the Oilers need this one here, right now. As Braden, welcome in as well. Glad to have you aboard for the ride here this evening as we go behind the net. Off the draw, Forsling trying to battle this one free for the Panthers. Instead, the Oilers were able to force it along the wall, and the Panthers eventually do get it out back across the line. Luosterainen right in front. Stenlund fires a shot off the end wall. Back up along the wing, and here's loading up now. Draisaitl skating into this puck with Hyman down the middle of the ice as Draisaitl will spin off the check back to the middle now. McDavid, Bouchard, Draisaitl near side dot. Draisaitl back to the point now for Bouchard. Here's the Oilers power play, passing the puck around. McDavid fans on the pass, goes in against Ekblad, and then Nugent Hopkins gets outmaneuvered towards that puck, and the Panthers will just fire it down the ice. I wonder if that's one of those things where maybe McDavid was saying, hey, just let him fire it down. Don't worry about it, right? As here's Bouchard leaving it there. The Oilers power play looking discombobulated as usual here in the Stanley Cup Finals. Across the line, McDavid over the far side for Nugent Hopkins, who again gets tangled up against Florida, and he will take a penalty there as Nuge can't believe it, and the Florida Panthers fans react to a penalty call there against Nugent Hopkins. Chris Knobloch talking things over. And Nuge will go to the box here as he got tangled up there with
holding. That was a weak holding.
I don't know what. Sorry, I thought he had the stick under the arm. So Nuge goes for hooking without ever getting the stick under the arm.
Nobody was holding him down. No, that you can't lift your stick. It's the same thing.
I guess so. Yeah. 57 seconds of 4-on-4. And this was one of those things that we really haven't seen 4-on-4 shift momentum near as bad as it did against Vancouver, right? It seemed every time we went 4-on-4 against Vancouver, somebody scored, and it was a big goal. As this will now be Henrique in the draw for the Oilers. One back now by Ekblad as he will skate it around as the shot fired towards the net, knocked down there, battling in front of the far side wing. Ekblad will come scrambling along the wall, back to the point, and nobody's home for Florida because that's where Ekblad should have been. As Bobrovsky will play it off now for Forsling. 4-on-4, 35 seconds to go in this first period as it's loaded up along the near side wing. Bennett across the line. Panthers attacking east to west here as they will go playing it down, circling the high zone. Forsling, 20 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. The shot loading up over top of the net. And this will now be loaded up by the Oilers down the ice and forced into the Panthers zone. Nurse is getting in there. A shot from Darnell Nurse.
One-handed.
Aye. That's a beautiful little effort there. And so far, Nurse adding to a pretty good effort here in this hockey game's, yes, indeed, first period. As this will be loading up the Panthers power play for a second time here in this first period. Across the line, Verhaeghe shoots one off the end wall, off the boots of one Cody Ceci, and it's fired back into the middle of the ice as Montour goes to the far side boards. It'll be fired in by the Florida Panthers. Dribbled there by Stuart Skinner. That's a mistake he made a couple of times throughout these playoffs, playing that puck and turning it over. 30 seconds to go in this first period of play. 8:22 to go in the first, as this one will be fired out by Edmonton. 20 seconds remain in the power play. Across the line now, Barkov, the shot fired up over top of the net. And really, the Oilers are doing a good job keeping Florida to the outside. I think they have almost as many missed shots as they have shots hitting the net.
Yeah, well, they're playing man-on-man, and they're just getting their sticks in the passing lane big time and grinding it out in the corners.
It's been a pretty good effort so far as James will welcome aboard. Get things set up for an 8:09 to go face-off. 16 seconds remain in the power play for Florida. Need to find a way, and I don't know what's going on here with the scoreboard, friends. Sorry. My apologies, as it appears as if we lost the old ad there for some reason, and that should pop things back into place. So there we go. Yep, there we are. Good to go. As 7:54 to go in this first period as the shot fired off of Stuart Skinner there. Save made with Matthias Janmark losing his stick, battling for it there. It goes back to the point. The shot through traffic blocked by Broberg. And now coming up across the line, Broberg will just backhand in to the Florida zone. Back in through the neutral zone now. Florida across the line, tapping across. Both teams battling for that puck. Ultimately, it's the Oilers coming away with it as Hyman throws the hit on Forsling. Back along the near side wall inside the Florida end is, I think Ekblad wiped out there. Now the Oilers trying to turn and burn. McDavid was spun off the puck there. Lundell across the line. The Oilers now all of a sudden a 3-on-2 with all three big boys coming up the ice. Instead, McDavid unable to handle the pass from Draisaitl. McDavid finishes his check. The Oilers fall down. And now a big hit there along the wall as well. Oh my goodness.
Three good hits.
Bowling balls out there right now.
Everyone's hitting each other hard.
That was a good sequence of action there for the Oilers along the wall now. Still battling as Perry comes in. He had his stick slashed away from him. 6:44 to go. Bennett playing along the near side wall. And this will go into the far side wall as Holloway just absorbed contact and then got buckled to the ice. As the shot is going to go up and out of play, and the face-off out of the zone. So that was a crazy little run-on sequence.
The whole line, right?
Just unreal.
Yeah, it was probably a good
one.
5 or 6 good hits in a row.
Draisaitl crushed one, and then Matthew Tkachuk against Dylan Holloway sent him to the ice. And we will go to commercial break, friends. Thankfully, no commercial on our end here.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to Awake for sending out the super chat on that one. As friends, we are also rolling along here this evening towards what is going to be an awesome, thrilling finish here. As we go 3.9. We are already up over 96 hours watched on the stream, so we're closing in on that 150, 200 by the end of the period, hopefully, end of the first period intermission. And obviously, as well, friends, I would like to take this time to remind you, if you are new to the channel, take this time to remind you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel. Enjoy Oilers talk all the time here on the channel, as we don't do just live streams. We're kind of talking Oilers all day, every day here on Dolynny TV. So here we go, friends. Let's keep this rolling towards this hockey game truly finishing up its first period. 6:44 to go, Matt. Stuart Skinner's made the saves when he's had to, and obviously the Oilers have played pretty well controlled hockey.
Yeah, and Florida's been on them.
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing, right? Like you said, Florida came out finishing their checks, doing their thing, and somehow, some way, here you have it.
Yeah.
The Oilers are up 1-0 on a shorthanded goal, even after surrendering 2 power plays against Florida already.
Yeah.
Early on, so definitely a different situation as an Oilers fan these playoffs compared to any other before. Connor Brown, obviously, there's the one, right? Getting that bounce. Matthias Janmark putting it in off the player.
Yep.
And then tonight, here's Brown darting the puck away. A good friendly bounce off the boards. Brown skating at 33 kilometers an hour down the ice, and then tucking it backhand skate off of the Florida Panthers netminders. Janmark and Brown have combined for 3 shorthanded goals for the Oilers in these playoffs. That's pretty incredible. Nurse with a bad turnover there, tapped away by Brown and through the middle of the ice. That's a pretty big tap there for sure for Brown. And here's right in front, Lomberg fed it over to Stenlin, couldn't get it going. Here's now that 4th line coming back the other way, 3rd line, I guess you could call it. As this will be Henrique down along the wall, Brown back to the point, tapped along now. Brown will go around to the far side. Nurse stops it up and fires it back down low as Henrique takes over. As this continues to battle against the wall, coming free now for Okposo. Okposo trying to get this one through traffic. Lomberg fires it in as Nurse kind of takes him along for the ride. Here comes Broberg along the wall, near side, puts it back behind the net for Nurse to the far side boards, bouncing it over to the neutral, and here's now an offside for Florida.
He had nowhere else to go.
Right. He had to go in, so we will try and redo that here in the next moment or two. As obviously with 5:36 to go, you're already almost a quarter of the way into the hockey game, and you've controlled your play so far. You've controlled the situation that dictates you're up 1-0.
Yep.
And now you just got to hold on to it here to finish this first period. You hold on to this lead going into that first intermission, and you get one quick in the first few minutes of the second period.
I think it's still got 5 minutes left. I think they got to keep pushing to me.
As it's going to be the Oilers over off the face-off wing, near side, Cody Ceci down the right wing, loads up the slap shot up over top of the shoulder there. Of course, that's the high blocker everybody was talking about on Mr. Sergei Bobrovsky, as this one goes now off the boards, back into the neutral zone. Kulak, nice little play through the middle, a flip onto the tape of Dylan Holloway. Holloway just tried to power that one on the backhand through, couldn't quite do it. This will be fired back into the neutral zone, onto the tape of Draisaitl inside his own end. And CC backhands off the boards, turns it over to Tkachuk. Shots fired to the far side. Here's Draisaitl up along the wall, taken against Verhaeghe. Battling right in front, and that will be stolen away by Draisaitl. As Draisaitl will lift up off the boards and start away Dylan Holloway as he gets the turnover, plays it right in front for Bouchard. Bouchard just didn't skate into it properly. Rodriguez sees it tapped back into that near side corner. McDavid steals it away. McDavid back the shot through traffic, blocked in front off of Matthias Ekholm, and that was a pretty good looking opportunity again. The Oilers have gotten 2 of those here tonight. And the Oilers glove it down and get it back on side. Hyman will touch, and it will be a glove hand pass here in this first period. Whew.
I think Florida just wanted a good line change because McDavid's line just came out.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. You can see there they kind of let that puck come into the zone.
Yeah.
And obviously the play wasn't offside, but the play would be whistled down if the Oilers touched it. They just kept backing up on the puck, backing up, and it's like, well, eventually at some point the Oilers had to touch that puck, and that's the case right there. So
exactly.
Friends, we are continuing to roll along here tonight as Connor Brown scoring the opening goal tonight, having himself a pretty impressive playoffs now. And I think, too, the big thing here for the Edmonton Oilers is you continue to have penalty-killing success in all forms.
Yeah. Well, Brown's, this isn't only it. What he showed the last couple games, he's really out there digging, and you can see him skating hard, right? You don't see him lie-dailing at all. He's in the corner. He's grinding.
Yep. And they put together Henrique, Brown, and Janmark on a line in Game 4. Obviously, you're like, oh, I wonder what the effect of that line will be. But then all of a sudden, you see them start the game, right? They were the guys that started
they were the best line.
they
were the best line last game.
Oh, 100%.
That's why they started them. That's usually how it goes.
And that was really weird to see them start last game, come out with the performance they did, and then, like you said, start again, and lo and behold, the exact same result.
Yeah. But that's old coach's rule. Who produces for me gets the start.
Yep. And it's kind of nice to see. I think you've as an Edmonton Oilers player, you've seen over time. You've watched Oilers coaches play favorites with certain guys or play guys because they just need to play or whatever the case might be. Chris Knoblauch doesn't care about that. Chris Knoblauch cares about winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And if Henrique, Brown, and Janmark are your best players in the game, and they start the opening face-off, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid sit on the bench. 4:18 to go here in this first period. 9-6 the shots for the Edmonton Oilers. 1-0 the lead. Panthers bounce it off the face-off back into the Oilers zone. Derek Ryan takes a healthy shove there from the Florida Panthers. It's Ryan Perry and, of course, Ryan McLeod together on the line. As here's Broberg getting hammered there by Lomberg. Of course, Broberg definitely braced for that one. There was nothing malicious there, and he knew it was coming, and he knew he had to shoulder up for that one. As this goes near side boards, trying to get this going. Perry now up off the glass, reverses out into the neutral zone. The Oilers tap it back down low, and here comes Ryan McLeod loading up. 3:36 to go in the first period. McLeod fires it across the line in behind, and this will be now Forsling. To the far side boards, across the line, the shot across down low. And tap there now for Bouchard. Bouchard loads up, and this will be fired back into the neutral zone by Ekblad as it just kind of forced it across the line by Hyman there. As this will be now tapped over to Bouchard. Bouchard to the far side, and I like this when the Oilers, right, I start settling in and start getting a little boring with the play-by-play. That's kind of a nice thing, as the Oilers obviously giving us rightful reason for that, as this will come back now the other way. Florida on the turnover at the blue line, fire it in off Ekholm below the Oilers goal line, loading up now. Connor McDavid through center ice. He's really got the wheels turning. He's going to jam this one into the Florida zone. 2:42 to go here in the first period of play, as this is bounced off the boards. CC plays it along the wall. Brown's out there as well, with Janmark and Henrique now, as everybody's tied up for this puck. Brown's trying to get this one free, and Rodriguez will fire down to the far side. Shot off the wall, tapped in there by Florida, and Brett Kulak will come up with his puck in behind his own net. Battling along the wall, picked up now by Florida. Again, the shot ripped on net, blocked in front. That's again the Oilers. What now? I would love to see the Oilers block shot stats after this first period.
Right.
As it's quite a few in a row for the Edmonton Oilers, as CC will tap up through the neutral zone into the Florida endo to play it. Bobrovsky. Connor Brown grinding along the wall, gets the turnover as Henrique goes from behind the net. He's looking right in front for Nugent Hopkins backdoor. Somebody with a 3 in their number. Shot fired down low again by Ekholm. And Broberg will immediately come in there, battling along the wall to the far side. Kulikov through the middle. Shots fired in, and to the near side, Florida. Kachuk has it. Bennett plays down low again to the far side this time. Ekblad plays that puck, and oh my goodness, I'm liking this, as this will be fired up the middle of the ice, picked up by Florida. Shots thrown through traffic, and it's fired towards the neutral zone by the Oilers. They've now got 70 seconds to survive here in this period, and then all of a sudden all's good, as they will come back the other way now. 3-on-2. The Oilers right to the near side across the line. Holloway rips the shot. Save made by Bobrovsky, and he just kind of stood up and let the rebound fall, as this will be ripped back to the blue line. Cut off there by Florida, kept in by Nugent. I don't know who that is. Bouchard is who that was at the line. And here's Draisaitl with 46 seconds to go. He will work through traffic, try to get up and fire this puck in. Down low to Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky fires it up along the wall. Bouchard battled there and picked up now by Florida again. And the shot's going to be fired towards the net off the end wall. Good looking opportunity there, as here's now Fogle battling, trying to get it going. 20 seconds to go in this first period. And this should pretty much do it, as McDavid comes crashing in. Fogle battling for possession there as well. Down low it goes to Hyman. Hyman spins off the wall. Shot fired towards the net. Rebound in front. McDavid couldn't handle it. Bouchard back to McDavid. McDavid open lane. He'll spin around Barkov. Pass to the middle of the ice. Delayed penalty against Florida. The Oilers will start on the power play to begin the game.
I wish he didn't try to get control of it. I wish he would have swung at it to try to shoot it, not stop it. Because that puck was fluttering in the air, and then he tried to take control and then hit it, but he should have just one-timed it.
That was still probably one of the Oilers' best offensive sequences of this first period there, to draw that penalty at the end, obviously do everything they did.
Yeah.
And a really good effort there to come up with a good, solid 20 minutes to be up 1-0 on a penalty kill goal for Connor Brown. Friends, it's 1-0. Connor Brown obviously with the goal this evening. As you have right now, Brown short-handed, unassisted. Beautiful marker for the Edmonton Oilers. Stuart Skinner gets 6 saves in that first period. And oh, by the way, the Oilers with 8 blocked shots. So
8.
Between the Florida Panthers missing pucks wide, Oilers blocking them, and the shots on net. Florida came heavy in that period, obviously, as well, with 15 hits, out-hitting the Oilers 15-6. But the face-offs, even at 9-9, that's something I've talked to you about a lot throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, that's tough. This is the end of the season. This is the best of the best against the best of the best. So that's what you're naturally going to see there. But you look at how Florida's doing more hidden. So they're trying to play like, remember, Pittsburgh Penguins and Philly. Yep. Philly could get to Pittsburgh and start hitting and throw Crosby and Malcolm off their game.
Yep.
That's what you see Florida's trying to do. I see right away. But Dallas tried that last series right off the first face-off.
Yep.
That's what Dallas was doing too, but it didn't work.
No, so far it hasn't worked here in this first period, friends. We're going to go take a quick break upstairs. Be right back for more action as Connor Brown has given the Oilers a 1-0 lead to begin tonight's action. We'll be right back. Alright friends, let's do this. The Edmonton Oilers, the Florida Panthers. Period number 2 upcoming here in a matter of about 15 minutes or so. As the Oilers have done a good enough job so far to be up 1-0 thanks to one Connor Brown, who had a pretty big first period, having a good pass out right in front for Janmark again. And obviously as well, the Oilers getting that shorthanded goal from Connor Brown. He also set up Leon Draisaitl's first shot of the game. And Brown obviously as well doing some digging along the wall, kind of coming up with some pucks here. So it's been a pretty impressive effort from one Connor Brown so far tonight. And now we'll see if he can continue that action as we go this evening. So yeah, we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us the rest of the way home. But they desperately need to show up here in this second period power play, pot a second one, and put themselves up in a good position to be taken home game number 5 against the Florida Panthers. As yeah, we'll see what see where we go. As two. Oh yeah. Okay. Good to go. As the Edmonton Oilers had a pretty good first period there. I think
good defensive period.
Ah,
Really good defensive period.
blocking lots of shots. That was good.
Yep.
And now we'll see. We'll see what we can do the rest of the way home in this one. But thank you very much. As the Oilers have 40 minutes now.
40 minutes.
40 minutes to bring home, well, a Game 5 victory. That seems crazy to say, right? The series is all of a sudden 3-2, and you've just erased kind of the fact that it was 3-0 at any point. So now you're just sitting here trying to come up with that power play goal. I think that's the big part. Is you gotta get the job done. You gotta get the job done in the second period on the power play.
Yep.
Right? You've got the power play to begin. Like,
Yep.
you got a full 2 minutes. It's not some abbreviated $1.52 or something. It's full 2 minutes, face off at center ice, get the zone entry, get the job done. And I think the Oilers, obviously, in that first period, showed that they weren't going to waste time when they got opportunities, right? Right off the hop, Brown and Janmark. Brown scoring the goal moments later. Draisaitl pounding the puck on net from the point right after getting on the ice from the bench. Plenty of instances there for the Oilers where they did not waste time to get the puck on net. I think you watched the power play last time out there in the first period kind of take a little bit of time getting the puck on net. I assume maybe they're going to throw the puck on net a little faster this time.
Well, you know what? Right now they're just thinking, get pucks on net, get Bobrovsky in, like get to him, right? They're even firing from the blue line when they first enter the zone.
Yep.
Right, looking for a rebound, even if they've shot and I've seen they've missed the net and just trying to circulate the puck in a different way. They're just changing it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's what we got to do. Is Bobrovsky is a creature of habit.
Yeah.
He gets comfortable. Look out, he's going to stonewall you all night. The Oilers need to keep it uncomfortable on him, and obviously it's been pretty productive thus far for the Oilers here tonight in terms of they've given him a ton of different looks. They've made him work. They've made him move.
Yep.
But at the same rate as well, they've kind of also avoided having him flop around the crease.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think we've seen earlier in the series, anytime someone skated by the crease, falling down to the ice every time Bobrovsky was.
Yeah.
Tonight, we haven't seen much of that.
Well, he did on the breakaway, right? He just fell into because he didn't know which way he was going, and Brown just had the patience. So this is a Stanley Cup. Everyone's nerves are shot. Our nerves are shot. Fans' nerves are shot. And you know what? I saw a sequence on both teams for 2 minutes that they're both fumbling the puck.
Yep.
Just nervous. Don't want to mess up. It's just playoff hockey.
Well, and the best part about it at this current moment is nothing's decided one way or another. That's the cool part. Is Florida's up 3-1. All they need really is 2 goals and keep the Oilers out of the back of their net for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And they hoist the Stanley Cup at home.
Yep.
Sounds simple, doesn't it?
It does, but you got to put the work in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where Edmonton's got the goal from Brown. He pinched a little bit, and he worked for that poke, and then he skated super hard to beat Florida's defenseman to the puck and poked it past him, and then had a nice breakaway.
And I mean, you just look at how much speed Connor Brown gathered when he was gathering up that puck. Barkov actually let off because you'd kind of have that Rolison-Bergeron situation from 2006.
Well, if
Barkov keeps pushing towards him and you take Brown into Bobrovsky, injuries can happen.
He probably didn't think he had him, or he thought at start he had him, and then he was already gone. Brown was already up to steam. Mm-hmm. His speed was already up.
So, all right, we are continuing along here tonight. Trevor, welcome aboard. As we're going to see some highlights here of Sergei's play so far as he's...
And we got Wayne Gretzky in here talking just about how Edmonton's digging.
Oh, okay. Here's McDavid. And there you have it. Sergei Bobrovsky, high blocker this series, 3, high glove 4. And then the Oilers have beat them low, low, and low on Bobrovsky once each so far this series. So Kind of something we didn't see much of in the playoffs prior, as Bobrovsky was really shutting it down low.
Yeah.
The Oilers have 3 goals down low in just a sample size of 3 or 4 games in a period.
You got to beat them high. It's just what it is. The ones you get low, you have to have the patience, or you got to make sure you fake him out.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to do.
Yeah. So here we go, friends. We've got 2 more commercial breaks to go, and then this Oilers live stream will get back underway here, as we obviously are going to take a moment now to check the watch time once more and say thank you to Awake for slapping down the super chat here tonight, as we go quickly here to see that we're up over 145 hours on the stream, so we should be up and done basically the 150 by the time we get things going here tonight. And as well, just quickly check in on the golf game going up there in southern Alberta. As Oil Drop, welcome aboard as season the underdog for the Edmonton Oilers. That is the case, right? As all of a sudden you're down and out and you're no way you're making the playoffs in November. Then a couple of win streaks, okay, let's go. And then bang, oh no, maybe not, right? As some doubts started creeping in, then all of a sudden the end of the season, you light up Stuart Skinner in game 82, all that. And then all of a sudden you get into LA, you win the first one, you lose the second one. It's like, oh, here we go. And then you get to Vancouver and it's, oh no. And now we're in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, they've learned to adapt all year. And that's what you are seeing them do, especially with the changes with the coaches this year. You know, with the head coach, defensive coach, right? Just in general, that team body has completely changed their chemistry. Right, and this is what we're still seeing them still grow. Mm-hmm. Like everyone thought Dallas was going to take them out in 4 or in 5.
Yep.
You know, but what I saw this year, I said Dallas in 6, because it's just they're both the same team. They both know how to adapt, and that's what Edmonton has shown us. So people that love Dallas, right there, it's an Oiler fan saying that about the Oilers, but I like certain teams for who they are, right? Florida, they've just always had a good goalie. They play a good, tight checking game. And if you give them an inch, they will take it is the problem. Yep. They'll take those opportunities and score. They got the guys that know how to do it.
Sorry, I'm dying here.
It's all good. And at the same time, if you look at Edmonton, how much they've grown, they shut down now defensively.
Yes.
They didn't before with the old coaching. This year they are. They've more 1-1 games, which they never did the years before. Yep. These head coaches, so it's a good Oilers crew that we get to watch right now, and they're still growing as we're speaking, so it's perfect.
Hold on, that doesn't look quite right. If you look at the jersey on Henrique, the NHL logo looks more like this NHL logo than the one back in behind. And look at that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks more like this one on this jersey than.
Well, that one's a fancy one.
That one's shinier, but it should be shiny on Henrique's jersey, and it's not. I don't know if they've maybe already made some switches to the jerseys here. Seeing if... Oh, no, it shined. It shined. Never
all
mind.
About the angle.
It shined after it moved angles, so there we go. B. Martins, welcome in. As we get things going. Sorry, that's the most hilarious golf story I've ever heard. I'll have to tell you that off camera. Everett, welcome in. Glad to have you. And Jay's saying you gotta love cheap pizza on game days. I think that would be probably a Pizza 73 deal if you're getting cheap pizza somewhere, because I don't think there's such a thing as cheap pizza unless you eat the cardboard at Little Caesars nowadays.
Or make your own.
Hey, I like making my own cheap pizza.
Yeah.
Like, you give me a frozen pizza to dress up, just a frozen cheese pizza to dress up. I mean, I get doing your own dough and stuff. There's one thing I hate in life, and it's cleaning dough, fresh made dough, off a bowl.
But it's so much more delicious. Like the work that you put in, just like the work you put into anything in life, it just tastes so much better. I go to a store or a restaurant, you buy spaghetti. Yeah. It's good, right? You go to a restaurant, it's about $20, $25 or maybe $30 now for a plate of pasta. I make a homemade from scratch spaghetti sauce. And I get $52 will give me 7 servings. And it tastes better.
Yep.
And I did it. It's been 3 hours.
Well,
it's the only thing.
No, a homemade spaghetti sauce is...
Oh,
Yeah.
dynamite.
No, I will never go wrong with a homemade meat sauce or some kind of spaghetti sauce, because that's something I was definitely raised on, and that's something that I truly
Well,
do
it
have
takes
a
3 hours for
appreciation
me to
for.
cook, but the next day, it's even better. Always.
Yeah. So, all right, this is the
Hey.
last commercial break before
Yeah.
we get going here, and then we're gonna rock and roll for this second period of play, starting on the power play. Don't forget. If you also see me, you don't see me scratching my hair enough. I'm not used to having this long of hair.
Yeah,
It's
I
kinda,
know, me too.
right? Yeah. You're getting almost ready for a shave there. But yeah, I'm starting to really poof out here. I can feel like I got a little helmet going on here. If I went up to bat in baseball right now, I wouldn't need a helmet at all. Ball just bounce off the hair and deflect away.
Right.
Oy, oy, oy. It's been a long playoffs. It's been officially 2 months since I last got a haircut, so
Yeah.
we've been on a roll here. But anyway, Amaranth Bank Arena, let's do this, man. We've got Florida Panther, win your battles, finish your checks, stay in the moment, one shift at a time, stay disciplined for the Stanley Cup. And, well, that's all fine and dandy. But for the Edmonton Oilers, they've been doing some of that as well, and obviously doing some of the big situations. As here we have it now. Matthew Tkachuk will get going alongside Verhaeghe, Okposo, Lundell. Everybody's on the bench there. They're going to focus up on Lundell for a moment. And then we're going to get Stenlund to center ice to drop the puck with Mr. Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. We'll see what this one goes. As this will be a face-off for the Oilers. They're taking their sweet time right now. We got to introduce that Mikola's in the box. The face-off's lost by the Oilers into the Florida zone. Coming out, Forsling on fresh ice will fire back into the Oilers' end. No icing, obviously, because there is the power play for the Edmonton Oilers underway here. 15 seconds in. Curled back, a perfect drag to McDavid there as this one comes across the line now. McDavid to the far side, loads up Draisaitl down the wing, bounces back to Bouchard here. Bouchard taps it over to McDavid. McDavid spins a pass back, and that was just I don't know what happened there. Maybe a little wet spot on the ice there, just kind of dropping the pass back for McDavid as that one's across the line. Hyman somehow, some way offside on that. I mean, we didn't see much of that, and now all of a sudden Chris Knoblauch's looking back on that saying, I'm not so sure about that, but
I think it was a little bit off.
That was a good pass there by Bouchard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was definitely a step across by the time he received that puck. That would have been Matt Duchene offside if he would have scored the goal, as this will be now a face-off. I believe inside the Oilers zone. There's a 3-line pass or whatever as this one comes back near side. Oilers steal the puck away from Florida. Nice little push there by Draisaitl to get the puck back into possession. Draisaitl across the line. Dragon can't get the job done. And here's Bouchard now down low inside his own zone. Florida's given the Oilers nothing so far to start this power play. As loading up McDavid across the line. McDavid 3 wide against the Florida Panthers. And a nice play by McDavid just to hang on to it. Florida again comes up along with the puck. Near side boards. Draisaitl trying to tap this one back to the blue line. Bouchard back to Draisaitl. Back to Bouchard over near side. Back to the point. Bouchard over to the far side. Picked it up. McDavid down low. Puck back to the point. Bouchard the shot up over top of the net. As Nugent Hopkins goes down low to McDavid. Stuffed in front. Rebound back to the point. Bouchard doesn't shoot the puck as this one comes right in front. Nuge fired it up over top on a block. Nuge battles along the wall. Gets it free for Hyman. Nuge gets it back to Bouchard. Bouchard back to McDavid. Down low, back to Nuge. The shot off the, I don't even know. Anyway, back to Bouchard. Bouchard loads up, scores! Bouchard through traffic, back in the net, baby. The Oilers up 2-0 on a power play goal by Evan Bouchard. As what a shot from the point there for one Evan Bouchard to pump that one through.
He's got such a big slap shot. I thought it hit the post. It came out so
Well,
hard.
that was what I thought as well. But then I saw McDavid raise his hands in front, or was that Nuge? Somebody in front raised his hands. That was just a huge shot there. Is right pounding it through. Yeah, it was Hyman, and then Nuge came crashing in. As that one was up on the high blocker, right through the back of the net. No, it came. As what a it hit Hyman. It hit Hyman.
Hyman gets goal. That.
Yes, sir.
Love his garbage goals.
As Ken Holland loads up the big-time victory there in the press box. As there you have it, 2-0 for the Oilers here just early on in this period. As I think that is just the last second power play goal. And this one will be
That's good.
face-off
That's
outside
good.
the Florida line.
It's well deserved. They haven't had many power play goals.
No, and that was good work by the Oilers, sticking with it and getting it going. As most points in a postseason of all time among NHL defensemen.
Wow.
Evan Bouchard is 1 of 4. You've got Bouchard, McInnes, Coffey.
The legend's right in front of him, with a legend right behind him.
Yep, and obviously Brian Leach in there as well. So here we go. Let's get this going. Paul Coffey talking things over on the bench, as this will be a face-off just outside the Florida line, as Bouchard's chopping it up with the trainer by the looks of it there, and we will have a face-off get underway here at some point. I don't know what the delay is with 17:50 to go. Hyman's 15th of the playoffs. What an unreal run for him, as Bouchard's 24th assist and McDavid's all-time leading total of 33. Crazy. Mr. Connor McDavid, as this will be shot in by Florida. Around to the far side, Bouchard battling there back to the point. Shot loaded up by Ekman Larson, couldn't get it through traffic. As this comes back down low for Tkachuk. Tkachuk spinning off the boards back to the near side. This is where the Oilers have to be really careful and maintain everything they've done so far in the game. A puck spun off, a pass there by Florida, hit the skates of Corey Perry into the boards. Pass right in front, knocked down, and the Oilers will skate it out. Back the other way, here comes Philip Broberg smoothly skating into the Florida zone and then dumping it off right as soon as he hit the blue line right there. So this will be now a pass to the far side across the line. Florida in on the attack, taking the bump right there. 16:46 to go. CC battling his man, Henrique off the end wall. Back to the near side it comes, and that'll be battled behind the net. Stuffed right in front, and Stuart Skinner on the save on Luster-Ryan and stops that puck up pretty quick.
He stuck that pad up against the post and says, "You're going nowhere."
That was a pretty dang good save there from Skinner. Those
good
are the
positioning.
ones. Those are the ones that have beat him time and time again throughout his career.
Getting faked out, going around the other side, then back of the net.
So that's a good little stop right there with 16:33 to go in this second period of play. Bouchard's 24 assists in the 2024 playoffs.
Wow.
Crazy to think that's second on the Edmonton Oilers. That's still 9 behind McDavid. That's nuts. 24 assists in a playoff series or playoff year is a pretty good number to begin with. As here's Holloway in on net. He's going to spin around behind. Holloway back to the point, loads up Kulak to fire it back to the far side boards. Draisaitl taps it over to Nuge and Hopkins. Nuge tries to free it up now for Holloway. Holloway back down low to Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking, curls it in front, just missed Holloway, who was late to the mark. And that's a nice defensive stick there from Kulak. Frees it up, good shot to stick with it there from Florida. Just couldn't get it quite through, and Montour will fire it back down inside the Oilers zone as the Florida Panthers are offside by a mile here. Rodriguez goes to the bench instead, and here's Kulak firing inside the Florida end. 15:45 to go in this second period. Shot fired around to the near side, and Ekholm sees it go down the length of the ice. Icing with 15:36 to go. That's awesome.
No, they're playing their best hockey right now. You know, yes, Florida in first had a lot more, I think, offensive time than Edmonton did, but they're playing strong defense, blocking shots, and on top of that, now they're coming on to them. So here we go.
So it's been a pretty solid hockey game thus far for the Oilers, and third team in Cup final history to score 8 goals when facing a elimination. As here's a shot fired behind the net. This will come down near side, back to the blue line. Ekblad fires it over to Bennett. Bennett sees a little chance to spin Connor McDavid around, as this will be Bouchard. Firing up along the wall there, turning it over to the Panthers. Save made by Skinner. And here's Bouchard lifting out to center ice. Fogle in on the attack. Fogle down the left wing. Has it poked away from him. Fogle will make the area pass over to McDavid. McDavid right in on net. Scores!
Wow!
McDavid forces it through. And Bobrovsky gives up third goal of the game.
Room.
Wow.
And he found a way.
Did you see Bob stumble there? I don't think I've seen a goalie stand up and stumble into the net like that since at least the 90s.
Wow.
That was unbelievable. It was a good
back
effort.
in the puff phase.
Right? As that was just a weird, like, look at that. I mean,
He
Bobrovsky,
threaded the needle up against the post in Bobrovsky.
like, that is, I would love to see the reverse angle.
Oh, he didn't.
He put it in off the back skate, I guess.
Bobrovsky didn't have his pad down.
No.
So he didn't have his paddle covering the ice. It went off his skate.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, wow, this is absolutely incredible, friends. As Josh points out there in the chat, it is 40 points and counting for McDavid in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now the shot fired towards Bobrovsky, save made. This time, 7th of the playoffs from Fogle and Bouchard. And what's to be said about Fogle? A guy who rode the press box for 2 games, a guy who now is playing on the top line, and obviously has contributed to 2 big goals over the past 2 games, plus had a couple of other paraphernalia, assists and stuff along the way in games 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And McDavid's only 7 points shy of the all-time points record in the playoffs.
Wow.
14-45.
And there's only 2 guys in front of him, though.
That's McDavid.
In the chat, who?
Gretzky.
Oh, I was going to say who in the chat could say the 2, but.
Gretzky, Lemieux are the 2. I'm not missing that.
That's a good one.
That's way too much. As Florida is booing, apparently. I can't hear that, but.
Oh, of course they are. They're not happy with Bobrovsky and Edmonton's shining because they want the cup.
Well, I mean, if the Oilers score a 4th one here on their next shot, Bob's on the bench again for the 2nd game in a row.
You know, if I was the coach for Florida, no. I would be like, no, you got us here. We pulled you last game. It didn't work.
So you're sticking it out?
You stay in.
Okay. I like it.
You're a professional.
As this is going to be fired back to the blue line. Brown just about found a puck at the Florida blue line. As you can see, all of a sudden again, right as they did in game number 4, Florida seeming to fight the puck a little bit after giving up a couple of quick goals as the puck goes up and out of play. But just an unbelievable change of events here to see the Oilers go up to a 3-0 lead.
Well, to me, they have more of the nucleus. Right, Florida, they're a good rounded team. You do a cough up, they'll make you pay.
Yep.
Right, but you're seeing the difference right here when Edmonton actually shows up.
All right, here we go. Draisaitl off the draw, 1 back to the point now for Florida. Florida, the shot fired towards the net. That one will go up off the boards. Trying to battle there. This will be forced around behind. CC touches it along. The Oilers exit the zone, not cleanly. I mean, just kind of Florida was able to jam it right back in immediately, albeit that puck goes out of play. And this is where, right, that doubt, that frustration, that
for Florida, they're gonna start getting angry, and it's gonna be a different game now. You're gonna see.
Yep, this is something that I don't think. I mean, yes, okay, I understand. Hey, lose in Edmonton. Win it on home ice in Game 5, right?
You would think.
But you gave up 8 goals in Game 4.
You just lost a lot of the movement forward.
Yeah, right? Okay, you lose 3-1 in Game 4. You come out and spank the Oilers in Game 5, no question about it. But I think just the fact that Florida kind of, okay, we got to save Bob for Game 5. So they pull him after puck doesn't go his way on 5 goals. And then Stolarz just can't save a puck because the Oilers are still jamming the crease and whatever.
He still played pretty good, though.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
And it's his first ever Stanley Cup. So, look at all that pressure. I would love to be that guy because you know what? If you look bad, it doesn't matter. This is a Stanley Cup. This is where all the big guys are.
Yep. But it was just kind of one of those things, right? The goals continue to pile up. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, the headlines are the Oilers can plant the seed of doubt tonight with this 8-1 victory. And if they double back and get a victory in Game 5, my goodness, look at this. And the only reason I'm talking like this right now, I know we're less than halfway through the second period, but what you've seen out of the Oilers to begin this hockey game is every little checklist we had prior to the puck drop has been met by the Oilers.
Well, and nobody got to look at that back since the Oilers started scoring in the third game. I think Florida's only had one goal.
It's true. They were up 4-1 going into the third period.
And then since then, Oilers has scored 2 in that game, 8 in the last, and 3 right now.
So what does that mean?
So look at
Florida's gone 5.5 periods plus with only one goal.
Yeah, and Oilers have had, right?
11, 12,
no,
13?
14.
14, yeah, 14. Something like that, I guess
so. Because there was 2 8s of 10, and then 3s of 13.
13, crazy. As here we go, friends. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though. We do have a hockey game yet to be played here in this one. As 13:53 to go, ripped in by Florida around the end wall to the far side boards. Puck is going to play along the end wall inside the Oilers zone. Kulak to it, as this one's going to be fired into the neutral zone. Tapped there by Draisaitl. That's just kind of tough to watch, right? I mean, Florida's kind of fighting the puck a little bit here. Here's Nugent-Hopkins leaning on Montour. That's something you don't see Nuge do too much, but that's just how much the Oilers want it right now, and that's going to be tapped out now by Florida on a play off the back of their own player, and they're calling for a high stick where the Oilers, and then immediately whacking his stick at the puck was Ekholm. As here's now Draisaitl. Draisaitl going along the wall. Panthers trying to reverse this one around, and there you have it. There's the mistake from the Oilers. Right on cue, you turn the puck over high in your own zone and back on net. There it is. So
Skinner should have had that one-on-one, but you know what? It was a nice goal. It was a really nice goal.
I mean, it's also Matthew Tkachuk, right? So end of the day is
well, it's Oil Battle Alberta. You know, he's always showing his face anywhere he is when he plays against Edmonton. And that was beautiful. He picked the corner. Skinner was out of position.
Well, and that's just the thing, right? Skinner was sliding to the right before he even went down. So when the pads hit the ice, he's still moving. And I mean, when you're moving to your right and you're trying to put up your left hand, it's kind of a little backwards, I'm sure, as a goalie. So 3-1 and Florida's alive in the hockey game. That's all good.
Still 2 behind.
And I mean, hey, you can still win this one 8-1, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? No doubt about that. This puck's going to be fought out into center ice, and this is where it's incumbent on the Oilers here to come right back with another good shift and get this one going, as this will be picked up now by McDavid. McDavid down low, just about threaded Vogel. Talk about a good answer back that would have been, as here's Kulak chasing back into his own zone. He's going to pick up the puck. He'll fire up along the near side wall. Tipped there by the Oilers. No. Icing call with 12:23 to go. So, hey, you know what? End of the day, it's the Oilers. They're going to make us sweat it out. And I don't mind talking a good game about the Oilers and all that. And then all of a sudden, bang, back the other way. They score a goal to the Panthers.
Well,
right?
Hey, nine shots, 1 goal. You know, out of Skinner, looking pretty good.
Yep, exactly. As long as you're rolling around that high 800s, low 900s for Skinner, you're going to be just fine.
I think Skinner's fine after that.
I think he's going to have the next save here too. So this one fought along the wall here. It'll be Brown backhanding out. Couldn't quite hit Vogel. Would have sprung him for a good little decent chance back the other way. It's going to be fought along the wall. Fired back down low now to Skinner. Fired now near side as Kulak tries to get this one going. Can't do it, as this one will be fired over to the far side. Both teams just moving this puck around the end wall like no tomorrow here tonight inside the Oilers zone. This will be picked up by Kulikov near sideboards. Tarasenko the shot on net. Skinner the save made. And this will be fired again towards the net. Goes wide. Picked up. And that will be slashed out by the Oilers.
Go.
And here comes Connor Brown. Brown trying to skate in. He was turned back. He'll jam it down low for Henrique, who was smashed up against the boards, and that will be turned back by Florida. But look at that. Look how quickly Connor Brown closed in on that chance. Shot from Eckerman Larson. Turned aside by Stuart Skinner. Told you he'd have the next one. Is this going to be ripped along the near side boards out into the Panthers zone. Linesman skating for it, and
icing again.
Yeah, here you have it. This is now all. I know the Oilers are up 3-1. I know the Oilers are obviously in a situation where they've had a pretty good game so far, but I think this is the biggest face-off of the hockey game right here. Is if the Oilers can find a way to win this one and go back and get a shot on net, rather than give up a shot on net and a lost face-off.
Yep.
It's going to do you a lot of favors the rest of the way home. Just the momentum building in Florida right now as the face-off. One back by the Oilers, but it's scrambled away from them. Exited the zone, however. Florida shoots it back in, and Darnell Nurse will knock it back down. So the Oilers kind of clean up a little bit of a mess off that face-off. Ripped up along the boards into the neutral zone. Puck goes into the bench. So right there, the Oilers don't do anything spectacular. That's actually a very minuscule play in this game now.
Yeah.
But it kind of collapses that bubble of momentum there for Florida ever so slightly, right? Like Florida fans were getting up.
No, they're just sticking
loud
to their defensive plan. And I haven't seen they got flustered. The mode changed on the ice. Florida's got their feet moving now because they think they can beat Skinner.
Yep.
But Edmonton's playing solid defensive positioning.
Well, and it is. Sometimes the simplest thing you do can have the biggest impact.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Oilers necessarily need
And
to
keeping
score a
pressure
goal.
on them.
But obviously they also need to keep working out there. They need to keep pushing things towards Bobrovsky as they did just there. Bob coming out to play the puck right now as this one is going to be picked up now by Kulak through the neutral zone. Kulak's going to backhand in. This puck bounces off the end wall. Mikula battling there will take a hard hit from Ryan. Ryan sees it go around behind the net, and this will be picked up instead by the Panthers as this will be turned over to Ryan McLeod also. Holy, the Oilers getting a good turnover there. Here's Ceci loading up the shot. Ceci rebound in front. Perry was turned the wrong way. It'll be fired up off the glass into the Oilers zone for an icing call. And this has really disrupted this last 5 minutes is all the icing calls. A 3-0 record in potential elimination games in 2024 playoffs so far for the Oilers. That's a pretty impressive run so far. You know, look at this here for Ceci firing that one in on the blocker.
Bronski saw it the whole way.
Yep. Ceci 1 shot, 2 attempts for Ceci tonight as this will be fired back to the blue line. Brown gets a win back as this will be a spin off the wall. Ekholm dragging in on net, wrap around, Ekholm to the back door for Hyman.
There.
Loading up, Fogle the shot blocked. As the Oilers got some good looks right there as a delayed penalty upcoming against the Panthers as Fogle is trying to get to that puck and you slash, Kim?
Oh, hook.
Okay. Well, that would make sense. Maybe it was on Ekholm driving around behind the net. As Okposo heads to the box, but...
And that's the best part. You keep your feet moving, and then you can always draw penalties.
Yeah, and here it is, right there, yep.
Oh, so that was the hook. I thought it was that was a slash.
Yeah, or else Mr. Ekholm would have had the wraparound goal. Look at how far Bobrovsky was out.
My ref was right there.
But now, all of a sudden, you have your power play having scored a goal in this game.
Yeah, finally got one.
You're thinking what I'm thinking here. This is exactly what the Oilers need to get that one back from Florida just a few moments ago as the Oilers on the power play from Zach Hyman, Evan Bouchard, and Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid from Warren Fogle and Evan Bouchard. And then, of course, Connor Brown shorthanded is your scoring summary for the Oilers so far tonight. And you got to love what they've produced for us this evening. As I'm going to take a quick second to check the watch time once again. So we're going to go here to 827 times 4.6. How about that, Matt? We are up over 216 hours on the stream so far tonight. We're halfway through the second period, so we're on pace for about 500 this evening.
Nice.
I think we're going to be all right. I think, too, the Oilers are going to be all right now that they're starting on the power play to begin the second half of the hockey game. They're up 3-1, so you've done absolutely everything you needed to in this first half of the hockey game. Yeah, you don't want to give up the goal, but...
No, but you know what's going to happen. This is the Stanley Cup. There shouldn't be no shutouts. You know, Bobrovsky made that happen.
Yeah.
Right? We know Skinner. But you know what? Skinner's showing his mature self right now.
Yep, and I mean,
he's calm in net. He's not scattered. He's not. You don't see the nervousness in him. You can see the confidence in him tonight and last night.
Yep.
Or the last game.
Last game, yeah.
Yeah. And I really like seeing that out of Skinner.
Yeah.
Right.
So. No, we'll see now. Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson talking things over in the booth right now. As we'll see where this goes. This is where it is at right now. Kind of getting things going. Connor McDavid getting things set up for this one here right now. As friends, we are ready to buckle down for what's going to be an absolutely fun finish to this one. Shot right off the face-off. Draisaitl loads it up. It's blocked there by Forsling. Puck back to the middle. Here's McDavid dumping it off to Nuge. The shot blocked right in front. This will be picked up back to the point now. Bouchard. Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge back to the point for Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid skating around, back down low. Now the shot from Draisaitl goes up over top of the net. That was a good looking little shot up for the top corner. As the puck bounces off a Panther, back to Bouchard, back to Draisaitl. Back over near side, it comes for Bouchard, wraps it down low for Hyman. Hyman comes back now for Bouchard. It'll be stolen away by Florida, as this will be picked up by the Oilers back the other way. Across the line now, here's Hyman. Dragging to the net. Hyman spins it off. I don't know if that's the side of the net or the post. But you're saying post, as this one's going to be picked up again by McDavid. Down low, here's Nugent Hopkins. This is a momentum-building power play here for the Oilers, as Bouchard's going to load up. Down to the near side, here's McDavid. McDavid rolling around, back to the point. Bouchard. Down low to McDavid, over to Nugent Hopkins. Bounces off his skate, as Nugent Hopkins will pick it up down low again. A turnover there from Florida. Failed clearing attempt. Back to the blue line. This one goes to the far side boards for Bouchard. 3-1 the score as Bouchard rips it up through the middle of the ice. As this will be McDavid again, leaving it for Bouchard. 8:17 to go here, as McDavid will skate it up the middle of the ice. McDavid across the line. McDavid in on net. McDavid over, backdoor.
Wow!
Perry scores!
That way, Perry!
The Oilers take a power play goal from an unlikely hero 4-1.
But McDavid beat 4 players, and then the end passed it right in front of Bobrovsky because he had Bobrovsky on his knees, and Perry just put her in.
That's
wow.
I'll tell you, I was playing a lot of NHL last night on the old PlayStation, and Josh can attest to this. Those are the kind of goals that I love to score. Those are the goals I score more times than not, is somebody does all the work and then I just tip-tap it backdoor.
So 3 people.
3 Panthers, and then Perry chips it up and over Bobrovsky, who fell down on the line.
And he does it in the regular season. Now he dangled through 3 players in the Stanley Cup.
And look at that, McDavid right through the 2, splitting the D, and
wow.
then Perry shelving it right there for the Oilers. So it is 4-1.
No mistake by Perry. He got it up and over the pad. Beautiful.
Yeah. As this will be a pass over to the corner now for the Oilers. Panthers back to the blue line. The shot battling in front, and
they get it right back.
That's a goal.
That was a good bounce, though.
Yep.
Florida they put a shot in net. Skinner saved it, and there was just a dribbling puck in front, and no one picked it up for him.
And hey, you know what? 7:52 to go. It's back to a 2-goal game. 4-2 the score. And it looks like Josh is saying that bounced off a Nurse.
Oh, was it Nurse?
Is how it ended up in the back of the net. So interesting.
Well, hey, they're shot blocking and putting their bodies in front, trying to help Skinner out.
And again, Skinner doesn't need to be playing that puck beyond the net. I know he loves to, but let's get another instance there.
Skinner did make the save.
Oh, yeah.
He did make a save. So
and then it bounced off.
What do you do with that?
Here's where it bounces off a Nurse right here. It comes up and over, and then off of Nurse's glove and in. That's just a tough break. I mean, Nurse was trying to break it away from the net, but it is what it is, as this one will now come back up through the middle of the ice to the far side boards. Mikla is going to pick this one up. 7th goal of the playoffs for Rodriguez, who's had a pretty good series against us so far. That is for sure.
This is playoff hockey, baby.
For sure.
This
back
is great.
And forth. 7:36 to go here in this second period, as Corey Perry is still our hero in this one right now.
Oh, right now he is.
Scoring that goal and obviously giving us what we've got. I just want to see if Perry drew an assist on that one. Or not, drew a secondary assist. Oh yeah, it's Bouchard getting the secondary assist. So lining up a 3rd point for Evan Bouchard and 41st for Connor McDavid. But just a tough goal right there for Darnell Nurse. Maybe would have dribbled in anyway, you could argue, but we don't need to be making excuses here.
Skinner made the first save.
Yep, Skinner's hey, and you know what? He's been beat on twice out of 13 shots. Nothing too bad there. It's going to come back to the point as be fired down by Florida. The far side boards. Connor Brown chasing after it. Dribbled off of Stuart Skinner or off of Cody Cece's stick as this one goes back towards the net. Rebound in front. Florida jammed it there, and it was a save made there by Stuart Skinner. And coming back the other way, here comes Connor Brown. Brown's trying to get into the corner.
He digs. I like him.
This one will be picked up now by Florida again. They're coming up through the middle of the ice. Fired towards the net. Save made by Skinner. As here comes Ekholm behind the net. Playing it there for Janmark. Getting towards the puck is Hyman. Hyman spinning off a check. Hyman takes a good jolt there. That's a good shoulder into the chest.
Yeah.
Sent him stumbling. And this will be picked up back the other way now for Connor McDavid, who's got the legs, churning McDavid in on net. McDavid towards a slash there, and Hyman's hauled down into the net. Bobrovsky awkwardly falls back, but
I think hopefully he got tripped into the goalie.
I don't know. I don't think it's a penalty on Hyman. I think it's power play for the Oilers because you watched that play before McDavid passed it across. It was a little bit of a slash on the hands. We're going to see it right here, I believe, right now, right there by Florida.
No, there's nothing there. Oh, that slash on McDavid, yes.
Slash on McDavid.
I was looking at Hyman.
So this is where now all of a sudden the officials and the frustration of the series are starting to play a little bit of a factor here if you're a Panthers and Oilers fan. The Oilers obviously scoring 2 power play goals in this game. Rodriguez, the hero for Florida, drawing them back within 2, immediately takes the penalty for slashing with 6:25 to go in the second period. All I'm telling you is this is lining up a good third period.
This is Stanley Cup final hockey right here.
All right, here we go. Face off for Draisaitl. Draisaitl will get the draw kind of redone here. And at some point we're going to drop this puck. Face off one back by the Oilers off of the tape of the Florida Panthers. And this will go out of the zone now. Picked up by Bouchard out of his own blue line. 6:15 to go in this second period. Bouchard looking for a pass, doesn't have it. Bouchard will instead spin off and get McDavid going back the other way. McDavid across the line to the far side for Draisaitl. Draisaitl skates it back to the high point on a pass to Bouchard. Loading up Nuge. Tip play there by Florida. McDavid knocks it down. He takes a hard hit into the end wall. Here's Hyman battling there. It'll be ripped out of the zone by the Florida Panthers with $1:20 to go here in this first period of play. As this will be loaded up now. Bouchard over to the far side. Draisaitl taps it back inside Oilers territory for McDavid. And this will be a penalty now against the Oilers as Hyman kind of threw the pick at the blue line.
Oh.
I don't know if you caught that there. Josh had thrown that in the chat and I knew exactly what he was talking about. As soon as I saw it, it's kind of a tough throw there for Hyman. Throwing the pick and trying to really allow skating room for Connor McDavid. Right here. Hyman comes in and throws the pick on Luosterainen, kind of gets the shoulder up. And he knew it immediately. He was... Yeah, that's kind of one of those tough ones. He stood his ground. I know what.
I don't like to see that called in a Stanley Cup final.
It's not a.
He was at the blue line waiting for McDavid.
Yeah, it's not a Stanley Cup Finals call, but I do
know.
I do know that it's one of those penalties that's been.
That's a horrible call. Whatever.
Yep, bring it on. Penalty kill has succeeded once for us as well. Power plays got 2 goals. Penalty kills got a goal.
Yep.
As here's Florida wheeling and dealing around the Oilers zone 4-on-4. Bennett's skating around like a maniac. Loading up now. Forsling the shot from Bennett over to Lundell. Lundell rips the shot.
Skinner the save.
Skinner's got it. Don't worry about it. As this game is going to be really, really fun the rest of the way home. Friends, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Matt, I'm going to just tell everybody back home, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I'll come back and let you know how many subscribers we're sitting at tonight. But Matt, shows yours for right now. I'm just going to run to the washroom right quick and be right back.
All right. Anything going on in the chat right now? Oh, he has the chat. Well, how is everyone thinking about the power play of this playoffs? I think they've been just too dynamite that they can get scoring opportunities, basically, even on the penalty kill. But I guess everyone's got to be excited that, hey, going from 30th place at the start of the year, like you said, in around November, to going to be, number 9th in the league to finish the season. And this is what everyone's doubted the Oilers, and we're all seeing what they're capable of this season. Especially because of the coaching changes, it's just probably brought a better organization to the team. Because they're too scatterbrained. Usually they're too, run and gun. And they couldn't play that. And they didn't have the goalies that could. Smith could hold you in a game, but when he let in a couple at the start of the game, you're done, right? And Skinner's, he's grown this year. And you're seeing it last game, this game, and at the end of each series so far. But best part is they're in the Stanley Cup. And you know what? I'm excited to see how this game's going to turn out because they're the best two teams in the league going at it for one goal. They're the last two to go golfing.
All right, here we go.
Every time, and Mr. Man is back.
All right, Evan Rodriguez is still in the box. We're still 4-4. Excellent. Didn't miss too much.
Didn't miss anything. Just me talking my face off about nothing, and I couldn't see the chat.
All good. I think I forgot to put the chat back on the screen. My apologies, friends. As this one will be spun off the face-off. The Oilers controlling behind, and Bennett just took out Stuart Skinner, and then Skinner gave him an old chop on the behind there for it as McDavid skates right in. McDavid goes to shoot the puck, loads up. Bobrovsky came way out to play it, and that one ended up missing wide off a block. It's 25 seconds to go here in this 4-on-4, 4:45 to go in this third or second period of play. Dreisaitl's trying to drag the puck forward with him. He's got McDavid in tow. Here's Ekholm at the line. Just couldn't hang on to that one. Skating into the slot, and the Oilers will see it come back the other way. Sorry, I just coming down the stairs, not used to the game going so fast right out of the gate. Wide open 4-on-4 here in this one, and now Florida will set down and settle it up for a little bit for 50 seconds on this one here, as this will now be an opportunity for the power play to get going for Florida, as this will be Reinhart skating in, firing the puck inside the Oilers zone. A nice play by Skinner up off the glass to the blue line. Ekman-Larsson able to keep it in. Shot. I thought that was going to hit the top bar, as this is going to be whipped across near side now for Ekman-Larsson again. As this one will be tapped back for Barkov to the blue line. The shot, Reinhart through traffic, blocked in front. Wrapped back in front by Florida again. Still tapped back there. 13 seconds to go. Reinhart over now for Barkov. Barkov down low. Pass to the far side. Loading up the shot. Save made by Skinner with 5 seconds to go in the power play. That's, hey.
I thought that was a cheap shot, though.
Yeah, bend on Skinner?
Yeah, I thought and he was in his own crease.
Yeah.
I think the ref should have called that. That's horrible.
Yeah. Skinner baited him thinking he'd get the penalty. Maybe that's what the thing was, but that's just a little.
You're in the goalie's crease.
That's a tough go there if you're the officials watching that one, but they got to be calling that. Is this going to now be Montour off the draw? Another penalty killed here. The shot by Mikkola sees it fired down low as this one goes behind the net, loading up. Shot over to the near side. Montour is able to come up with it again. And Florida's just discombobulatedly playing the puck around the Oilers zone, kind of being given nothing by the Oilers defenses. I don't know what Montour's doing there. That was a one-timer into the corner by the looks of it, trying to find an open guy along the wing as that
Edmonton's
might free up
digging.
Tkachuk. And here's Nurse now over battling against Barkov. Nurse just took down Tkachuk. No call upcoming as Janmark frees up the puck on a block, trying to get it ahead for Hyman. Couldn't do it. We got a really discombobulated Oilers line out there as this one will be fired by Broberg. Up the wall, the shot off the blocker of Skinner. Ekblad with the puck. Ekblad will spin into the corner. Here's McDavid dragging the puck along the wall, trying to get it going. As that's going to be Broberg behind the net. It's instead wrapped around by Tkachuk. Big save in front right there. And this one will be, again, shot towards Skinner. Skinner's just making every save here. Another block in front, that time up over top of the net. 2:20 to go. As Tkachuk's been on the ice for $1.54. Save made or missed wide, I don't know. Puck's just flying towards the Oilers' net.
Skinner made the save.
This will be fired out, as that was a mess of a sequence here in this one. But Stuart Skinner comes up with a couple of saves, and now, hey, guess what? Skinner's got a .900 save percentage once again.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Right now, Florida's saying they have to get to Edmonton now because they don't want to be playing catch up on the third.
Nope. Here's Tkachuk taking the abuse down low.
He likes it.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He gives it. That's why he likes it. He's a gritty, hard-working player.
2:11 to go in the second period of play, friends, as the Edmonton Oilers 4-2 lead over top of the Florida Panthers, being tested here late in this hockey game. Draisaitl gets waved out of the dot. And this is kind of where you wish you had Evander Kane to some degree, because he's kind of been the guy to take draws. Though you have Nugent Hopkins on the wing with Draisaitl now, so the lineup a little bit more dynamic because of that. Florida jams a shot towards the net because of that, as this will be a nice play by Nugent Hopkins to get it back out to the neutral zone. Luosterainen and company able to fire it back the other way, as here come the Florida Panthers down the left wing, fire it into the Oilers zone. Skinner blockers it off the end wall. $1.54 to go here in the second period of play. Shot back to the blue line. Kulikov fires it into the corner. Oilers are able to tap it back to the blue again. Holloway battling for it. Shot fired towards Skinner. He will hold on.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, there you have it, .902 or whatever save percentage for Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, he's just swallowing them up, taking the angles away. And I'm really impressed that he's actually calmed himself down. He even got bit after getting bumped there. Right? So it's good.
Oh.
Look at the shot attempts. 32 for Edmonton and 48 for Florida. Right?
Yep. So here we go. Let's go here to $1.39 to go in the second period, as this will be fired back out in the neutral zone. McLeod can't knock that puck down. Florida across the line, ripped the shot. Skinner up over top of the net. Whew,
beautiful
that's
save.
A little bit of a heartbreak, as that could have been dangerous there for sure.
I was having flashbacks that I make a shoulder save and it goes over me and trickles in.
As that's a shot from Henrique that almost trickles through one Sergei Bobrovsky. And that was a good looking opportunity there for the Oilers as well. $1.15 to go in this second period, and there's been a lot of action ended as Skinner gets it just up off the arm and over top of the net. Skinner didn't even react to where it was. This one will go now.
You know it went up. He was looking up.
Look at that. Henrique just tried to finesse that through, trying to give that change up. Just
right.
Sergei Bobrovsky couldn't quite do it there. $1.15 to go in this second period of play. So this will be now McDavid. Face off down. One back by Florida. And this will be fired to the far side corner. Picking it up now, Mr. Stuart Skinner. That is a train wreck of a hit behind the Oilers' net. Bouchard just got sat down heavy. And now back into the play. Bouchard has to defend almost immediately. Pass to the middle. Bouchard's able to get his stick in the way, and all of a sudden his stick kind of whopped around on him there. As this one will be a shot fired, incinerated stick in front. And this is just chaos here in this one, as this will be fired up off of the glass. No to play. My eyes are getting tired from staring into the light here.
Right.
As 34 seconds to go in this second period. Florida's going to play this down the right wing. Barkov fires the shot off the end wall. Here comes Fogle bouncing it out into the Oilers' offensive zone. No icing call right there. And this will come back now inside the Oilers' zone. Nurse pokes it ahead to the far side for Broberg. And this one will be Tied up along the wall. This might just work. 5 seconds to go. Montour shot fired towards the net. Up over top of the net. With 1 second to go, it goes out of play. 4-2, the lead for the Oilers. Sorry, my nerves are just absolutely mangled.
Mine are just shot.
This has been a mess of a second period, and obviously the Oilers scoring a bunch of goals here. But now the Oilers just with 20 minutes and 1 second to go to get this game to right where it needs to be tonight, as Bobrovsky will come out of the net. So they're pulling Bobrovsky with just 1 second to go on the clock. That does make sense to me. And we will get this job going here with a second remaining.
Nothing's going to happen.
No. Face off down. Shot fired towards the net. Blocked in front by Nurse. And that will do it for the period here. Now all of a sudden we're going to have a scrum. As Sam Reinhart's a little slow getting in there. But we're going to talk things over as the crowd. Wow, okay, that one actually is getting out of control.
That's Kachuk for you.
Yep, Kachuk's right in the middle there. So
yeah.
Are a couple other Florida players. Skinner's still on the ice in the crouch. Florida Panthers players waiting to go to the bench, and so too are the Oilers, as this will be Bobrovsky exiting the ice. And friends, what a period that one was. McDavid with the beauty, obviously Perry with the beauty, Hyman with the beauty off of Mr. Bouchard's bomb from the point.
Yeah.
What an absolute period so far. We'll recap the goal scoring here tonight and then go quickly for breaks, all that, as Connor Brown scored it. Opening goal in the first period, shorthanded. Then Hyman on the power play. McDavid from Fogle and Bouchard made it 3-0. Kachuk made it 3-1. Perry from McDavid and Bouchard made it 4-1. And then Rodriguez from Montour and Bennett made it 4-2. And that's where we sit going into the third period of play. Friends, we'll be right back. Thanks for being aboard here on Dolynny TV. We'll see you in a few moments. All right, friends, as Matt climbs the stairs down, we're about set to get things going here in this third period. Of course, the second intermission is still getting underway right now. And Matt, all told for the Oilers, a period in which a lot happened. And the Oilers still maintain a lead. That's nice.
Well, no, they still were getting opportunities, but Florida was coming on hard.
Oh.
Really hard.
Well, what do we know?
Well, you know what? They just got to keep up the intensity on D and keep getting opportunities. That's what they got to keep doing. Because they're shutting Florida down. The couple goals that went in, to me, there are a couple good bounces.
Yep.
On the second one for sure.
Yep.
First one was just a good pick shot.
Well, that's again, turnovers are going to be your death against Florida,
Yep.
right? The Oilers know that.
Well, and
turning over
Oilers
the puck
history
ends up
too.
costing. Yep. That's
right?
true too.
They cough it up, it's in the net.
Yep. So that's where we sit going into this third period. Obviously, they're showing the highlights of Sam Bennett here in this period, kind of taking some runs at some Oilers players. And
Oh, yeah.
right? Like Bennett taking that run at McDavid there, kind of getting the knee of McDavid. McDavid gives him the punch to the back of the helmet. Nothing sinister there, I don't think.
And the rest were letting it fly,
Mhm.
right? Because they know they can't make the decision on penalties to make the decisions on the winning goal.
Yeah, exactly, right? And obviously, there's been enough calls as it is in this hockey game already.
Yep.
So, yeah.
There's just intensity's flying, motions are flying, and they're all flying.
Yeah, exactly. So, friends, we're waiting to get things back underway here in this second period of play. As I think, I think Rory's saying right now, just hold on to this lead, right? Hold on to this game. Let's send it back to oil country. Because obviously we win tonight. You imagine that building on Friday is going to be absolutely a mess.
Oh, you mean the weekend's going to be a mess?
Well,
just in general.
right? Because you win Friday night and then it is party all weekend in Edmonton, party into Monday, and then hopefully party all week the week after. But now, what a crazy sequence so far in this game for both the Oilers and Panthers. Obviously, credit to the Panthers. Every time they've gone down 3 goals, immediately they've answered back. So it's 4-2 now, and we'll see what happens here. So
you know what? They're both coming in hard. And on top of that, Oilers they're circulating the puck well on the power play, and they're moving it around like I was expecting, because that's how they are.
Yep.
They're a speedy and good passing team, and the nerves have eased up a bit.
yes,
But at the same time, goals. There's a couple goals in that period that were really good motivators for the Oilers.
yeah. So we'll see what the Oilers can end up doing here. Chet, welcome aboard. And RC, welcome in as well, as we're going to Game 7 as soon as we win this one. Well, that's exactly what we're thinking, right? Like that Game 6, there's almost no way the Oilers can lose Game 6 based on what we saw in Game 4 and based on what we've seen kind of in the resilience of Game 3, 4, and now through 2 periods in 5. You've got 20 minutes. Hold on to a 2-goal lead. Make it 3-goal. Make it 4-goal. Whatever you need to do, and just win this hockey game. And not that Game 6 is going to win itself, but my goodness, Florida's doubt, Florida's frustration, everything's going to be shown in Game 6.
Well, and that's the thing you can't let Edmonton sit back and just play good defense and hold on to this game. Because Florida showed us in this game that when they do sit back or they've coughed it up, they can put it in the net.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to keep it up like it's a one point game.
Yep.
And they got to be still searching for that next goal.
Well, and if they get that next goal, that's going to be so huge, and especially if you keep Florida off the board for a few minutes after scoring that next goal.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, all right, friends, this Oilers game will get back underway here in a matter of moments, but. We'll see what the Edmonton Oilers can do, as you guys talking all about the heat wave across central North America and of course the East Coast over there. It's a hot one. And meanwhile, like everyone's saying in the chat as well, we literally, as Epiphany said, have a frost warning here in Alberta tonight.
Yeah. Well, they're having a heat warning in East Coast.
Yeah.
But we'll be getting that hot weather at the end of this week.
Yes. It's coming into this week finally.
So hopefully everyone has a great hot weekend this weekend.
But it's kind of on cue, right? I mean, we're coming into Canada Day long weekend, so right around there, usually 1 out of the 3 weekends close to Canada Day is a scorcher.
Yep.
And I know I've got a rather tame weekend planned before Canada Day weekend spent up in Cold Lake. I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait for that. Some new fireworks videos on Dolynny TV. Yeah. You're going to see, when I come back from Cold Lake, I'm going to have a sequence of quite a few videos.
Oh, good.
To upload to Dolynny TV. So
good. Canada Day, I get to go and be in Airdrie Parade, actually, in my car with my car club I'm with.
Nice.
The Time Travelers.
Well, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Everyone in Airdrie can see my car that I finally finished.
And then what? And then what's the party plans after?
Probably see a couple friends from the car club, have some coffees and chat, and just talk car stuff.
There you have it. Well, that's all right. For me, I know I've got a good friend from way back in the day from work up in Cold Lake. Her and I and both our significant others are going to go out there and kind of hang out, I think is the plan. And then go out there and enjoy the fireworks. Obviously, for her kids, it'll be kind of one of the first memorable experiences. Her kids starting to get to that age, right? So that'll be fun. And then obviously as well, just kind of getting to have my girlfriend experience Canada Day in Cold Lake is going to be something special. And oh, by the way,
that'd be awesome.
This time next week we could also be talking about a potential parade. So things could really be complicated there in that next week, right between whatever June 27th and July, well, I guess June 24th and July 2nd, July 1st, somewhere in there. So, all right. Well, friends, let's keep this rocking as we keep rolling along here this evening towards the hockey game's third period. As, let's see everyone's chatting along in the chat right now, just talking about that heat wave that started us on the tangent. I guess this is where we have it, right? We don't have much to worry about as an Oilers fan going into this third period. No. It's just, hey, let's do this job, right?
Let's do what we've done all year and overcome what everyone thinks is going to happen to the Oilers. Oh. And they showed that in the playoffs against Vancouver first.
Yep.
Right? They won at home in Game 6, took it to Game 7, right? And they played a good shutdown game. But they do let in sometimes a goal in the third when they play that. Yep. So they got to be very careful because Florida's going to make you pay. Especially on little bounces in front of the net like that, they can make you pay real quick.
Yep, and that's where, right, for the Oilers is we've learned those lessons along the way.
Yeah.
You know what you got to do?
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about them doing it.
Yeah.
All I care is I want to see them do it.
Right.
Whereas we could be down. Yep. Right? We could be down and it's like, okay, well, we got to do this. We got to do this. Oh, this doesn't look good. This doesn't.
Yeah. But you know what? To me, the number one thing, because I'm going to go on a little rant on this one, just so you know. Heads up. Right now, they finally got to Bobrovsky. Right? Yes. Finally did. So, last game they did. This game, they did again. I think in this period, they need to show that they can do that again.
One last time.
No, because I remember I actually watched a lot of Russian Hockey League games, and back in the day before Bobrovsky came into the NHL, he was in Russia. And I remember watching Bobrovsky in one team, and the other goalie had Varlamov.
Okay.
And they were actually the two number ones in their era. Whoever was in the cup won it, or when it was versus either Varlamov or Bobrovsky won. Oh. So seeing Bobrovsky here is really cool. I love seeing him here again, right? Seeing that, but now Skinner he's been learning from the goalies he's playing against. It's making him better. He's maturing, and that's what I'm seeing right now. So it's a good goal. It turned into now a good goalie mental battle.
Well, we're on our last commercial break here before we see what the Oilers have to offer for them, and I think you've seen it, right? That McDavid goal was something that I don't think we've seen over.
There was like this much room.
Exactly. And that's such a beautiful goal in the fact that McDavid threads that through, and you have essentially what is a butterfly goalie, what is a hybrid, whatever you call it nowadays, and he's stumbling back onto his crossbar.
Yep.
When in 2020, whatever the heck, have you seen a goalie do that?
Only on reels when I saw the best of Pup Van. I saw a video actually a couple days ago, and Potvin, every save he made, if he glove save, he fell backwards.
Yep.
He made a pad save, he fell backwards. That's just how it used to be, right?
Yep. So you're thinking it's been a long time since we saw something out of an NHL
or the Dominator, right?
That
was my favorite goalie growing up, was the Dominator and Kolzig, and that's how they both were too.
Yep. So it's just wild to me that McDavid was able to make him look that funny, right?
Yeah.
In today's game, that's funny looking.
Yeah.
You're saying it was the way it used to be, but
yeah,
it's funny looking nowadays. So.
Growing up watching watching Kolzig and Hasek, I actually tried to play like both because they're both amazing in their own ways, right? Just like everyone loves Grand Fuhr.
Yep.
Right, Patrick Waugh, right? But you don't look at the other guys at like Andy Moog. And I actually got to meet Andy Moog because I went to Okanagan Hockey School when I first became a goalie from being a forward. And I got to learn from Andy Moog at the Okanagan Hockey School. And he was just a nice person, gives you so many ideas, and trains you hard.
Nice.
You know, and it's nice to see that as the NHL trying to help the youth.
Yep.
That's so important nowadays.
So, yeah, we'll see what we have in store. We're just on commercial break right now. What I'm going to do, actually, because it seemed like you guys were quite a bit ahead of us on the stream, I'm just going to refresh here and watch and get this back into the stream. And we should be good to go as we come back to the hockey game now. And we're about set to do this third period of play. Stats after 40, my man. Where are we at? We are currently sitting at 12 minutes and 55 seconds of ozone time. Panthers have pretty much absolutely killed the Oilers offensively, outside of 2 odd man rushes for the Oilers. And you see no odd man rushes for the Florida Panthers. That's a pretty key stat. So we'll see how this all turns out the rest of the way.
Well, that's what you're seeing out of basically Edmonton's just shutting it down.
All right, here we go. Face off at center ice. Henrique's line out there again. Right. I don't know how much you like that.
I do like seeing that.
As this will be a face off at center ice. One back by Florida. Florida the near side, as this will be battled off the wall, and Mikkola is able to get it in. Flipped out there by Florida, tapping it across the line as Montour jams it out to center ice. Picking it up now, Lundell taps it in, and here comes Bouchard trying to get it back from Skinner near side. Picked up by Luster-Reinen, forcing it back down deep into the Oilers zone. And just like that, you've survived 30 seconds of this hockey game. So, hey, you only have 19 and a half to go in this third period of play. As this is coming back over the line now, Montour into the Oilers zone as Broberg battles it off his stick. Fogle able to come away with it. Fogle gearing up right now. Pass to the middle now for Nurse skating up with authority. Pass back to Nurse from McDavid, trying to feed it in front. As this comes to the high point, Fogle will rip it down low. And this will be a puck behind the net as Hyman's able to separate man from puck with aid of McDavid. McDavid behind the net. McDavid right in front for Fogle. Can't feed it through. Broberg pinching. Just kind of kept the play alive. I thought for sure there was going to be something there. As here's Bennett back through the middle of the ice. Stolen away from for McDavid. And he'll just flip it into the Florida zone. That's already a $1:20 bled off the clock. Just like that, we're going end to end and bleeding clock fast and furious here to begin this hockey game's third period. Back in front, the Oilers battle it away. Ceci with a nice takeaway. Flip back the other way for Holloway. Holloway spins down and falls down. So this will be picked up now to the middle of the ice. Loading up Ekman Larson across the line. Pass is offside. That was high pace to begin this third period.
Yep.
$1:45.
Yep.
Gone.
The Florida Panther, when there was Edmonton was skating out, Florida Panther player just fell right into Skinner.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like stumble, and fell into him by accident.
Oh, yeah, there's...
Oh, that was Kachuk. He did that in person. He did that in person. Never mind.
Yeah.
He did that in person. That's funny.
Here we go. Face off outside the line. Yeah, there's no way he's doing that accidentally.
He's faking it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
This will be now CC near side. 18:10 to go in this third period of play. As this comes now for Barkov behind the net to the far side. Kulikov Glove spins off the check, back off the referee there. Oilers able to keep it onside. Bobrovsky out of the net. He'll fire to the far side boards. Back along the wall as Draisaitl again keeps it onside for a brief moment. As this comes across the line now, near side. Loading up for Heggie, the shot. Save made by Skinner. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone in the third period. And so far the Oilers have allowed 2 shots.
Yep.
That's a pretty good start to begin things here. So I'm liking where we're sitting right now, friends. Obviously the Oilers trying to get things going in this third period with a positive start to this hockey game's final frame. And right now you just got to hope the Oilers can figure out a way to get this going. As working night shift on a frac pad up north, and this live stream is running better than the official Oilers audio stream. Also, and thank you so much for being aboard here tonight, Jeff, as well. Seeing you trickle in there a moment ago as this be Corey Perry firing it into the corner for the speedy Ryan McLeod in behind the net. He gets rode out the hard against Stenlin and a couple other Florida Panthers as they go battling along the wall, and this will be back the other way. Derek Ryan sees it tapped back near side boards. Perry skates through. A little veteran savvy on that one. And this will be tapped across the line by Ryan McLeod into the offensive zone. McLeod spins off the far side boards, picked up, skating forward off the wall. The Florida Panthers able to reverse the puck back into the Oilers zone, skating down the wing. The shot save made by Skinner. And coming back now the other way, here comes McDavid skating it out to center ice. Hyman across the line. Fogle took a hit in center ice area. Kind of fell down on his way to the front of the net. Here is Hyman. Battles his man. 16:45 to go in this third period of play as this continues to wind down. And that's a massive collision in the open ice. Here's McDavid wondering where his support is. Over to the far side. Bouchard falls down. I'm almost wondering if the ice is just a little bit too chewed up at this point.
Yeah.
It's obviously very hot down in Florida. And Florida's trying to survive playing on their own ice here, as this will be Ekman Larson to the far side boards, chipping up along the wall. As this will go in behind. Bennett battles off the wall now. Ekman Larson, shot fired towards the front of the net. Off the end wall, Kachuk's taken down. Here's Henrique firing up along the wall. Ekman Larson keeps it in. Kachuk behind the net. Kachuk looking in front. He'll find Ekman Larson. Glove hand on
goal.
Skinner. What a play right there by the Florida Panthers to make it a 1-goal game and make it dang interesting towards the end here.
Yeah.
15:56 to go.
Like I was saying, they need to get on the offense.
Yep.
Right? Can't be sitting back with Florida like this.
And this is where the Oilers obviously have done a good job limiting chances in this period up to this point until that goal happened, but they haven't really gotten too many of their own. And ultimately a failed clear at the point there leads to a goal from behind the goal line. In front, Ekman Larson fires it home. And yeah, that was Kachuk heads up play as the defense kind of fell asleep there. I don't know who anyone had on the right side of the ice there. Cece was standing alone in front. Nurse somehow didn't get the shot block in front. But here we go, as this will be now Draisaitl, Holloway, and Nugent Hopkins out on the ice. Fired down to the far side boards. The Oilers looking to answer right back here. It hasn't been a 1-goal game since the first period pretty much. As this will be Nugent Hopkins in the far side corner. Kachuk, Ekman Larson hook up for the goal. This one will be back to the blue line, across offside here by the looks of it. So tough goal right there, but now we got to see what the Oilers can do in this.
They always got to make it interesting, don't they?
Yep.
Always.
This final frame is going to be an absolute dandy. The Oilers' playoff lives on the line. We did have, I believe, Gage at the start of the live stream was the first one to say an overtime victory for the Oilers. So I don't think my heart can handle that.
I don't want to. No.
Not at all.
No.
15:32 to go in this third period of play. 26-20 the shots on goal for Florida. Derek Ryan's going to be able to stay in the draw. Lomberg comes in after it was waved out for Stenlund. And this will be a drawn up tie pretty much, where Lomberg's able to draw it forward. Instead now McLeod will chip to the far side wing for Mr. Derek Ryan, who goes chasing after the Florida Panthers. Coming along the wall there. It'll come back inside the Oilers zone for an icing call, and all of a
Good.
sudden, yeah, the nerves have just shot up right here, right now. 15-16 to go in this third period, and my goodness, do we got time to go here? So,
Lots of time.
yeah, this is a little bit too much time if you're asking me. But we'll see what the Oilers can handle here.
They haven't even got a shot this period. They got to start getting some shots.
That's just it.
Get some zone time.
Top line comes out over the boards. McDavid's 2 for 7 in the draw. Now 3 for 8. Here's Hyman trying to draw towards the net. He spins the man off and then tries to dance around him on the near side. Puck goes to the far side boards. Ekholm battles along there against Okposo. Both teams fighting for this puck. McDavid comes away with it. McDavid jams it over to Foegele. Foegele spinning off the end wall. Fogel's able to steal that puck away, and instead Florida comes away with it, and we'll start back the other way. McDavid harassing Okposo as the Oilers hold on to a 4-3 lead here, as this will be picked up now by McDavid again to the far side for Ekman. Oh man, I'm all kinds of tangled up here. Ekman, Larson, Ekholm behind the net. The nerves are shot, the brain is fried. Here comes Ekholm across the line, tipped in by the Oilers. Is it enough? Yep, Bobrovsky had to come out and touch it. Oilers right in front. Brown trying to thread the needle over to Janmark, as he's done many times over the past 2 games. Henrique over to Brown. Henrique back, looking along the wall. Henrique will battle this one to the high point, near side. CC, shot fired towards the net, goes wide of the net. And this one will be picked up. Tkachuk throws a big reverse hit in on Kulak. Couple of bodies fly around here. Kulak wants a piece of Tkachuk by the looks of it, and Kulak ultimately takes Tkachuk down, and this will be fair play right there along the far side wall, and this will now be picked up by the Oilers, but that will be a penalty right there.
Yeah,
a tough one to take for Dylan Holloway, and the Florida Panthers fans explode on that one right there, so we will have an opportunity now. Watch this one on Matthew Tkachuk as he hauls down Tkachuk.
He faked it.
I don't know. I think Holloway's skates tangled him up, not the stick. But
I saw the stick. He sticked him to lift the stick, and then Tkachuk went and did the worm. Call it.
I think they're calling him on the skates. If anything, I'm hoping. Other than that, that was a dive 100%. If it's on the stick infraction, that's
bad. That's bad hockey right there.
But that's okay. The Oilers will have to fight through. The penalty kill's been the best thing of the playoffs so far, friends. As well, if you're just tuning in, we're about to get to the most critical part of the game. What I will tell you right now is hit that like button on the stream, because we're about to go crazy here. We're about to hit the high numbers on the stream and really get all us Oilers fans and Panthers fans going crazy towards the end of the hockey game. As it looks like, yes, indeed, Jim was on it. Matthew Tkachuk has been called for diving. Embellishment.
Really?
Yes,
see?
Sir.
I told you.
So there you have it. They're going to call it 4-on-4.
I told you when he got sticks in his hand, he did the worm.
I like to see it. So that's huge for the Oilers.
Florida fans are going to go nuts. Like, really? But why'd he dive?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't dive.
Don't dive.
Play real.
That is tough go there for Florida, but again, that's what you kind of get with Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett. They're over the line every single shift of the game. Sometimes it ends up costing you, just like it did there.
Yeah.
Costing you what would have been a power play for a penalty.
Yep.
So there you have it as we continue along here in tonight's live stream, friends. That's Alex Rodriguez in the house.
Yep.
My goodness, haven't seen that guy in a long while. He's getting a little camera love here on the old live stream as he's sending in some kind of video call or something right now.
Oh, both. Take him
both.
too. There you go. I like that.
Well, if you're going to dive, you're going to get called.
And he slashed him, so.
Yep.
It's a good call by the ref.
Yep. 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes of play. This is where the game could easily be decided. What happens on this shift gets going here, as this will be an opportunity for Draisaitl to take the draw here for the Edmonton Oilers, as this one will be picked up by the Oilers back the other way, loading up the attack. Here comes Kulak in on the net. Kulak across, right in front. The shot, save made by Bobrovsky on a 1-on-0 for Nuge down the left wing on a beautiful feed from Kulak. The shot save made the other way by Skinner. All of a sudden, Florida's up to 27 shots on the game. Jammed right in front by Florida, can't get it through. And this one continues to the near side boards. Barkov back behind the net. Shot is going to be loaded up, fired there by Mikkola to the near side boards. Reinhardt gets it through the middle, and it'll be loaded up now by Barkov, as he goes back inside his own zone. $1:54 to go as Kulak was skating at 35.5 kilometer an hour there. He was flying out there. This is to be picked up. The shot save made by Skinner, kicking it out with the toe. Here's Hyman and McDavid on the ice together as Hyman sees it batted out of the zone by Florida. Thankfully there for the Edmonton Oilers. This will be now loaded across the line for Verhaeghe, and my brain's barely able to put together words here as this is going to be McDavid. Across the line now for Ekholm. Ekholm down to McDavid, pushing past Ekblad. Can't get it going, and this will instead be turned back the other way. Shot towards to negate icing. Josh, we've seen that all too many times in the old NHL. They will shoot it down the ice and fly the zone, as this will be Ekholm again. My brain is fried. Ekholm behind the Oilers net, loading back the other way. Ekholm across the line, he'll fire it in. As near side boards. Henrique battling there along the wall, couldn't turn it back the other way. Brown couldn't either. 9 seconds to go on a pretty light 4-on-4, very minimal so far. With 2 seconds to go and 11:45 to go in the third period.
They're flying though. They're
flying. They are flying, that is for sure. As both teams have been having a pretty solid hockey game thus far, and there's Kulak getting whacked and hacked, and then it was Nugent Hopkins unable to bury on the 1-on-0 on Bob, just trying to put it high blocker, didn't have enough space. And that was a good looking shot from Verhaeghe as well, as Skinner came right out to kick that one
nice
out. What a good save there. 2 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Then, of course, Dylan Holloway joins back, and the shot loads up down low for Montour behind the goal line. He put it, and now back to 5-on-5 we go as Barkov behind the net. Barkov loads up Tkachuk there again as Henrique spins off him. Back to the point, the shot from Ekman Larsson tipped in front, came to the near side dot, and then Holloway with a huge hit sent Ekman Larsson flying, and I think Ekman Larsson's going to go off the ice here immediately, as the faceoff will be inside the Oilers zone, as that was a huge hip check there from Holloway.
Well, Holloway, they're both going for it.
And look at that. Unreal. You don't see that kind of hit nowadays in the NHL, as Ekman Larsson was shooken up, and
he's smiling about it.
Smiling,
he got flipped.
Yeah, what do you do? 33 hits to 14 for the Florida Panthers. As 11:22 to go, as Draisaitl will take the draw against Lundell of the Florida Panthers here. So that will mean it's Tarasenko, Luosterainen, and Lundell out there right now for the Panthers. This will be picked up and flipped into Panthers territory. 11:10 remaining in this third period. Near side pass for the Panthers. And this will be flipped there by, I believe, Ceci back into the neutral zone. Just a little tap as Skinner comes out to play it on the dump. This will be fired now over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl up along the wall, tapped into the middle of the ice. Played down low for Kulak. 10:55 to go. Ceci off the end wall. Now Ceci again with the puck. He will see Lundell battle in there as Ceci goes over now for Kulak. Kulak lifts out into center ice. Work there by Tkachuk. He'll fire inside. And here's Skinner with 10:37 to go in this third period to play. Puck is batted along the wall. Here's, I don't know what's going on there.
Florida's coming.
Flying down the wing, firing a shot at Forsling to the near side. Rodriguez, the shot fired, blocked in front. Forsling had it chopped away. 10:20 to go as the Oilers are able to pick this up in the neutral zone and kill a few more seconds here. Too many men on the ice for sure for the Oilers there, though the referees let it happen though.
Wow.
10:08 to go in this third period, and everybody's cheering at the referees. Wow, okay, that was a sequence and a half at the Oilers bench, as Game 6, if necessary, is 6 p.m. on Friday, and we will have a hand pass outside the Oilers line as Matthew Tkachuk can't believe it's not too many men.
Can't call penalties 24/7 though.
I mean that one.
And that was just that guy changed.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't too many men.
I was up on the as Tkachuk was banging his stick.
Oh yeah, you can't control what the refs do. You gotta let them do their jobs.
So here we go. The Oilers need, as Josh is saying, to put the nail in the coffin here for Florida in Game 5. Go out there and score the big goal.
Yeah, they got it.
I think you score the big goal, we're going to have ourselves a pretty good time. So.
Yep. Nuge just had a chance, and he had the only shot of the period, though. So that's not good, though.
So
halfway through the third and only one shot.
Yeah, and that's where for the Oilers, right? You're sitting on 22 shots actually.
Well,
so you got credited with someone else getting one as well. But I mean, you're getting no face-off, you're getting no hit, you're getting no shot. You're somehow the giveaways are 16-13 here.
No, Florida's got the pedal on the metal right now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're coming, right?
So we'll see what they can do here.
Yeah, well, hey, they just got to keep playing defensive, box out like they've been doing. You know, wing it, grind in the corners, don't give up on plays. Hey, you know what? The puck gods will come to you when it comes to you.
Well,
you can't. Most of the time when you force them, you don't get great opportunities. When they do have good opportunities, they've had good quality chances.
Yep.
And that's what counts.
Well, we'll see what they can do here. Martin's saying light it up, Leon. I'm with you on that one. I can definitely agree. If Leon Draisaitl scores a goal here, it's going to be a fun finish to this.
Yeah, sure. I love Leon, but you know what? I'd like to see I'd like to see Hyman.
Hyman score another one?
Yes, but him actually shoot one in himself.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he's always the one in front of the net digging for the puck, and he'll put it in the back of the net on those garbage goals.
There's McDavid saying, I'm looking forward to people doubting us again, so... Absolutely, that's been the best part of these.
That's their battle all year, and they've had to go through it mentally all year. So that's why they're mentally here.
Yep, and that's how they're going to survive these playoffs. 1 goal, 3 points for McDavid tonight. Face off outside the zone, inside the last 10 minutes to go in Sunrise, Florida, as the puck's bounced off the wall and hustling to it. There's Zach Hyman. Your guy, as it's coming along the wall, it's picked up now into the middle of the zone, in the neutral zone, as this will be tossed back the other way now for Verhaeghe, as the Oilers see Bouchard thrown into the end wall. 3 Panthers collide along the end wall. They're trying to free that puck up. Foegele loses his stick. Good control there by Barkov to shield the puck from going into the middle of the ice there, as this will be puck played back to the middle. It takes out Foegele. And it's lifted out to center ice, and here comes Hyman hustling after it. Bobrovsky came out to play it. 9:13 to go in this third period to play 27-22 the shots. And the Oilers are now going to get, in the final 9 minutes, the final 540 seconds of game number 5 with a 1-goal lead in a 4-3 hockey game. As this is now 8:55 to go behind the net now. Rodriguez trying to steer out from behind. He flips it off the boards to himself. Ekman Larson back to the point. The shot fired through traffic. Rebound. Tkachuk in front. Missed wide of the net. And this one will battle along the end wall. Puck picked up now by Janmark. Janmark off the wall will spin it over to Broberg. Far side. Boards loading up. Here's Connor Brown. Connor Brown battling along the wall. He's going to spin it down deeper. Less than 8.5 to go in this third period of play. Is this one comes across the line, picking up again now. Here comes Draisaitl. Draisaitl loads up. Draisaitl across the line, taps it behind Mikkola. Battling now, both teams trying to get this going. And this will be 8:06 to go here in this third period, 28-22. The shots on goal, the Oilers still keeping it alive inside the Florida zone, as this will be fired behind the net. Bobrovsky leaves it there. Back now to the far side. Boards flipped out. And here comes Corey Perry into the zone. Perry chugging into the near side corner. He's battling along the wall. Perry's keeping it alive for the time being. Here's Foegele trying to skate forward. Fogel's taken down. Arms up.
Yes.
Power play coming up for the Oilers with 7:32 to go in this third period. That was a huge one. And now, as Josh is saying, time to seal it here.
Well, me, I'd like to see good circulation, get some pucks on Bobrovsky. Finally, this period,
Yep.
you know.
Wow, Bennett just missed tying it. Look at this one right here. Bennett literally jammed it off the side of the netting at the post. That is unreal.
But Perry, look at him. He was just digging,
Yep.
keeping the puck away from like 3 guys he kept it away from.
Yep.
Kill some time.
And then Fogel's taken down, so.
Yeah, well, he was moving his feet and
Yep.
then trying to get around. You got to be in control of your stick, and you put your stick in someone's feet, and you're in the box.
So there's Kulikov off for tripping. And this will be a face-off along the near side. The puck comes free for Luosterainen. Luosterainen skating down the left wing. Luosterainen will battle there against Bouchard. Bouchard's taken down to the ice. Here's Draisaitl. Draisaitl along the near side. Picked up now by McDavid. McDavid across the line, and it'll be fired back the other way into the Oilers' territory. Buck 36 to go. This is, in effect, also a big 2-minute kill of the clock.
Yeah.
As long as the Oilers keep momentum going somewhat in their favor, they do need a shot here across the line. McDavid's going to fire into the Florida zone. McDavid's able to spin off the wall and keep it alive for Draisaitl back to the point. It went. Bouchard wasn't there, though. And it comes back inside the Oilers zone. Here's Bouchard skating with it. Buck 10 to go in this third period power play for the Edmonton Oilers. That'll bring them within the last 5.5 minutes to go in the third period. Back to the point. Here's Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl with the puck. He spins it back to the point for Bouchard over now to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge down low. Hyman in front. Back to Bouchard. The shot loading. Over to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge down low to Hyman. Hyman back to Nuge. Shot through traffic. Fought off there by Bobrovsky near side. And it'll come out Barkov the other way. 37 seconds to go in the third period. Far side pass. This one will be along the wall. Draisaitl battling there. Bouchard with the puck. Bouchard spins off a Lundell. Lost it there. Nugent support though gets it going. This will now be Bouchard with the puck. As the Oilers have been out there for a long while as Perry jumps on the ice. 14 seconds to go in this third period power play as Bouchard leads out from behind his own net. Loading up McLeod, tips it off a stick and into the zone, and here comes McLeod, first one to it. As I don't know who came crashing in there, but I think that was Corey Perry. Absolutely dummying himself through the pile. As this will come near side now for Mikkola. Mikkola behind the net. He's looking to try and get out from behind Bobrovsky here with 5:20 to go in the third period to play to the far side boards. Florida fires it in. Bennett's going to be the first one to it for the Panthers. Shot blocked in front there by the defensive stick of Broberg, and the puck comes out to center ice as Montour fires it back inside the Oilers zone. And here's Broberg firing it down to Darnell Nurse. Nurse will see it dribbled at the blue line there by Henrique, who gathers it back up. And Henrique will tap along the wall, made a guy miss, fired it into Janmark. Janmark takes a big hit. And how about the coach putting trust in his third line right here? 4.5 to go in this third period. And Henrique, Brown, and Janmark are the guys on the ice protecting a 1-goal lead. That's pretty dang special for those guys. 4.5 now remaining in the third period. Fired in by Florida. Near side is Ekman Larson. Taps it back to the blue line for Barkov. Kind of switched off there on the shift down into the zone. Here's now again behind the net. Reinhardt's pushed off the puck. Verhaeghe trying to come up with it. Tapped along the wall. Over into the middle of the ice there by Hyman. 4:13 to go in this third period of play. Florida digs it free in the middle of the ice. Nice tap there by the Oilers to get it back to the point at least. Save made by Skinner on the shot. Rebound off of Skinner to the near side corner. We're inside the last 4 minutes. Shot fired towards the net. Here's CC as McDavid battling along the wall. Picked up now by Florida. Tapped out there by the Oilers. Back the other way. Here comes Zach Hyman across the line. Skating with some presence inside the Panthers' end. Hyman spun off the puck though. 3:40 to go in this third period of play. Here's back to the blue line. Bouchard lets it go down low into the far side corner. And Florida's trying to play this one out nonchalantly. Almost turned it over there. Instead, Florida behind their own net. Comes back along the near side. Here's now Lundell firing this one inside the Oilers zone. Now Ekholm will see it tapped along the wall by Broberg. Back to the blue line. Behind the net now. Ekholm again along the wall. Tapped out by think Leon Draisaitl. Take a breath. It's in Florida zone. Don't forget to breathe.
I forgot.
As Florida's going to load things up, Montour through the neutral zone over to Tkachuk. Taps it up off the boards now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the near side. Florida fires a shot. Save made off of Ekman Larsson there. As this will be now Darnell Nurse battling along the wall. He sees it for Florida. Back to the point. Ekman Larsson. The shot through traffic. Goes off at too many bodies wide. 2:37 to go in this third period of play. As this will be Barkov firing the shot. Save made by Stuart Skinner, and the net is empty for Florida with 2:31 to go in this third period. As Bobrovsky will indeed come back out. He'll stand at the blue line, I'm pretty sure. As that was a good shot through traffic, blocked.
Oh, Skinner made that save.
My goodness.
Through three people, he couldn't see it. He made it.
We are going to have a commercial break. I'm going to let you run the show for a brief moment. I need a bathroom break.
I believe in you.
Here we go.
Well, right now, you got to be happy for Skinner making that beautiful save. It was basically two Edmonton Oilers trying to block it. Still squeezed it through a fine line, and Skinner still made the save. Everyone's probably going nuts right now, right? Nervous a shot. Hypes up, stick it in Edmonton. Just gotta hope they can get control of the puck after the face-off, so they can hit an empty netter to take this to Edmonton. Bring it back to oil country. Love to see it. I was born there. This city's gonna go nuts if they can pull this off. But you got to keep focusing. It's just going to take time. Under 4 minutes left.
All right, let's do this. Let's finish
And
this game.
Mr. Man of the Hour.
Let's get this done. Friends, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, thanks for being aboard for the ride. We are in commercial break right now, but what I got to tell you is if you're new to the channel, I want you here for game number 6. You know, I planned on going up to Edmonton for game 6. But they were unable to be able to seal it in Game 6. So we'll be here on live stream, Matt and I, as we try and get this job done here Friday night against the Florida Panthers. But first we got to win this evening.
One game at a time there, Slick.
That's just it.
Hey?
We got 2.5 to go in the third period of play. So let's get this job going here in this one. So we got 33% face-off probability for Adam Henrique, and it's going to be one back by Florida. They're going to rule it's a good play. So here we go. Let's go behind the net to the far side boards. 2:25 to go. The net is empty for the Florida Panthers. The shot fired, save made in front by the block of Adam Henrique. McDavid, Hyman, Henrique are on the ice here. Back to the blue line. The shot loading up. Ekman Larsson's going to go to the far side. 6 Florida skaters on the ice. Shot down low to Tkachuk near far side corner. Back to this one. As this one will be behind the net as 2 Oilers tangle up. Here's now Barkov, far side boards. He's going to fire it right in front. Save made by Skinner. It's lifted out to center ice. Doesn't have enough. It flipped up.
No icing.
But no icing on the play. You like to see that there. As this one will go now for Ekman Larsson to the far side across the line. Here's now Reinhardt. The shot save made by Skinner. And I will tell you, my apologies for saying Game 6 the way I did, but I want you here for Game 6 if we get a chance to go to Game 6.
Focus on one game at a time.
We got a $1.38 to go, though.
Yeah.
So let's get this job done right here, right now, as this has been an excellent, excellent game thus far. Obviously, you don't want to see the Oilers choke the lead like they have, but hey, you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. And now we got to get this job done here in this third period. So we've got a timeout for the Florida Panthers.
I think so.
We'll see what they can do for us here in this third period as they're trying to finish this game off here by tying it and sending it to overtime, right?
Hey, this gives Edmonton's players their number ones time to rest.
Yep, that's just it.
They know what they've been doing all playoffs. They just got to finish it.
So $1.38 to go in the third period of play.
Focus on that $1.30. That's like a lifetime right now.
That's
if you're on the ice,
yep.
it's everything right now.
98 seconds to go in this third period of play, and we have got to finish this job off here tonight. As
And it shows right now. Imagine if it was Edmonton is the one that had the slow start, and Florida had the better start. You'd be in Florida's position right now. So they're in a great position right now to finish this game and take it to Game 6.
Yep. Here we go. $1:38 to go in this third period of play. Face off down for the Florida Panthers. They get it back to the blue line. Here's Ekman Larson. The shot ripped from the outside boards. Save made. High bounce off of Skinner. And out of the zone. Here you have it. Shot fired back in by Florida. Around the boards. Here's Ekholm battling. He got it as the Oilers will flip this out.
Yep,
and here comes Nugent Hopkins as here comes Janmark right in on net. It's
off
the post. Hits the post with $1:14 to go. Coming back the other way. Florida inside the Edmonton Oilers zone as here comes now Mr. Evan Bouchard. He's trying to slap it around, and this will be fired out of play with a minute exactly remaining. You know what they used to say, minute to win it, right? That was a television show in Canada or in the United States or somewhere. Look at this one off the post, right dead center of the post, and Janmark just couldn't quite tap it back in. Off the rebound, off the post. That is insanity right there, but we'll do it again with an empty net for the Florida Panthers. Yeah,
I would just dive it, throw the body in there, step on me, I don't care.
As this one will be a face-off inside the Oilers zone.
With 1 minute left.
1 minute exactly remaining. McDavid on the ice.
Oh.
And they're going to say Henrique kind of jumped early on that face-off, friends, as everybody joins aboard here this evening. Mr. Connor McDavid takes the draw here for the Oilers with a minute to go. As this will be a face-off down. The Florida Panthers able to win it back. As Reinhart will go around to the far side boards. 50 seconds remaining here in the third period of play. Up along the wall. This is going to be chopped there by Henrique. Henrique's trying to get this out. And this will be Hyman off of him into the bench with 45 seconds to go in the third period of play.
Tick.
Florida's got 33 shots in the hockey game. They have piled it on. There was 1 point the Oilers led 20-11. The Oilers have had 3 shots. The Panthers have had 22. So 22 out of the last 25 shots have belonged to the Florida
And that's
Panthers.
23 shots on Bobrovsky with 4 goals.
Exactly, as this one's going to be fired now by Ekholm towards the middle of the ice. Hyman takes a hard run there. Back the other way, near side. Now Bennett's going to fire it down low to Stuart Skinner. Skinner will go to the far side, looking to make the save. Can't do it, and here comes the puck now for the Oilers, lifting out into center ice. That puck's trailing towards the empty net. Diving is off the line. Was that in? Shot fired. McDavid scores. Game sealed. We'll see you in Edmonton. 5-3 for the Edmonton Oilers.
What a diving! He just
saved.
That was a beautiful save
by Matthew Tkachuk.
He saved it, but can't stop McDavid.
You ain't stopping McDavid. Look at that play.
Look at that whale.
Wow. What an unbelievable save there by Tkachuk. Comes up fruitless, though, as McDavid fires home the empty net. Wow. That was an unbelievable slide there by Tkachuk to save it off the goal line. And wow, yeah, there's the GM, I think, of the Florida Panthers loses his cool a little bit.
Yeah, he lost his cool on the empty water bottle.
Yeah. The moss pit goes absolutely insane.
Nuts.
18.7 seconds to go here. If we were playing EA Sports NHL, we'd have time to score 3 goals and win this one 6-5. But unfortunately, that's not how hockey works in real life. Troy, I hope the game was good tonight, my man. But
I think it was Perry that got the winning goal, though.
The heart rate is doing a lot better now than it was 25 seconds ago. As this will be the face-off won there by the Oilers, and they're going to tie this one up and fire it inside Florida's zone. And just like that, the celebration in Florida is delayed. Well, maybe permanently in this series, as this one will be now a face-off, or a shot fought-off, sorry, is what I
don't care.
That's Stuart Skinner, and a victory for the Edmonton Oilers. 2 games to win the cup. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, they like it to be interesting. Doesn't the Oilers like
Yeah.
making it interesting?
And it's a 5-3 victory that seals it back to Edmonton, and they are going absolutely nuts in the moss pit right now, spraying themselves with the confetti and all that. So here we go, friends. Friday night, book it. Same place, same time, right here on Dolynny TV as we try to bring home a Game 7.
Wow.
Connor McDavid, not to be denied tonight, a 4-point effort once again.
Yeah.
And now he's just a few points away from the all-time playoff lead in what is the most insane run we have seen in modern hockey.
Yep.
So, friends, the Edmonton Oilers, they're bringing back the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs, the 1945 Detroit Red Wings, the 2012 New Jersey Devils, and the 2024 Edmonton Oilers fighting back from 3-0 to make it 3-2 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh boy.
Yeah, they like it to be hard on themselves. They really do.
So we'll see what happens.
That's where they, like they said, this is where they play the best, when their backs are up again in the corner.
Yep. So I'm going to have to see. I'm getting the text messages from Patrick right now saying that I have to get my butt up there to Edmonton on Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Crowfoot hockey jersey, we'll have to discuss. I'll have to figure it out with Patrick here over the course of the next week. But yeah, then we're going to have to make some decisions here right now, friends. But
You go. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being aboard here tonight. For Matt and I, it's been an absolute phenomenal
Pleasure is all mine.
Hey, I'm glad to have you. You always make it fun. That thing just doesn't lose. That Crowfoot jersey is undefeated into Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Seems crazy to say, but that's where we still sit. That thing is yet to be beaten in these Stanley Cup Finals. So, friends, that is going to do it for us tonight. I literally need to go eat. I am shaking right now trying to keep my cool going, but we'll get things going here towards Game 6 on Friday. Thank you so much for being aboard again. Thank you to Awake for the super chat earlier in the stream, and thank you to Matt for being here, and thank you to Josh for doing the moderating. We'll be aboard for Game 6 one way or another on Friday. Thanks for